Hey guys, how's it going? So, I really enjoyed our Star Rail stream earlier this week, and I was thinking it would just be fun to hop into this Simulated Universe Golden Gears that we started the first difficulty on. I'm just kind of curious to see how it'll go. I was really enjoying it. I did play the event off stream, this critter pick here. It was kind of cute. We got a lot of, little messages between certain characters and the Trailblazer, because you just kind of mixed and matched these designs. I wasn't sure if they were going to bring in more designs than just kind of the cat inside the couch cushion and the lunch bag, but it was literally just these designs switching around. I wonder if the messages are still here, actually. Maybe not. But you just kind of messaged all the characters, and it was kind of a cute event. I also got a daily message from Jui that was kind of sad. It was a little weird, too, because I don't know, it just felt a little bit different compared to maybe how the character seems in person. But it was definitely sad. It reminded me a lot of Shenhe, this last daily message, because someone had pretended to have, or pretended to be Mara Struck, and then they weren't. But anyway, let's hop into it. I have not done any other research. I haven't played this event anymore at all. I wanted to just do it on stream. I am really curious, because we are messing around with the new erudition path, and it was fun. It was really based on ult damage. It was definitely interesting and a nice way to change things up. Similar to what the Path of Propagation did. But I do wonder, outside of farming, in Swarm Disaster, I did not feel like the Path of Propagation was very good. The main thing it was good for was you went on difficulty 1, because it was so hard to get these hunt nodes. And then you spam cleared the first one until you could find the correct encounters. But it was interesting to see those kind of new things that they added. I'm actually really excited to see what the dice customization does, because what we used was the Trotter domains, and this part of things is what makes certain paths so strong. I would say Remembrance Cheese is probably going to be a thing, and that's more just getting more and more targeted, elite blessings, because you can mimic those elite domains and such. And then, if Abundance is still the same, Abundance's strength was just that you could take forever getting every single beacon. But, like Nihility, you get a bunch of blank domains, you go to them, and then your dots are super, super powerful. And you can refresh them super often because of the way that path works. But we'll have to see. Go over to domains with different beacons. Go over to domains with knowledge. These knowledge domains were also interesting because at first I thought it was going to be almost like maybe the light system in Arknight's IS-3, but it definitely is not. Looks like we have a couple more locked. Go to occurrence or reward. Get more countdown. Countdown did not seem like it was a huge issue, but we did hit like I think -3 on that timer. Just on our first run. Consuming more cosmic fragments. Okay. We'll maybe mess around with that a little bit more because I don't think it will be too difficult. I just want to go up in difficulty here. I would imagine 5 will probably be pretty difficult if it's anything mirrored to Swarm. 4, maybe once we get to like the 3rd boss. I'm interested to see as well, since we have the ability to give enemies paths now, how that'll affect things too. But let's go ahead and just mess around with the erudition path a little bit. I do feel like once we get again to top difficulty, we may want to mess around with Remembrance Trees, because you don't even need to use ice damage a lot of times if you get the right setup. But if I were to run Fushuan, Healer, Jingliu, and then maybe either Bronya or... As far as other ice characters go, the only one I would have is maybe March 7th. But even just having ice damage, that team, my big concern would actually just be that, like if I went Fushuan, Jingliu, right, March, Huahua, it would be taking too long. Because I'm not sure yet, but I would assume that these bosses do have that same infinite scaling. I also really like the ability to ban paths. Like, Remembrance is so good if you have ice damage, the ability to proc, what's it called? Dissociation. But with my current, setup, that's not the case. And same thing with Preservation. I don't have any shielding except for on the Herta Preservation Light Cone here. Then best record 1. Oh, that's interesting. This really does remind me of IS-3. I mean, there's obviously a ton of differences, but in Arknights, you know, you have that squad, you have your dice, you have all these different benefits, your collectibles. And like IS-2 and original IS came out a long time before even Star Rail. But not to say it's like copying it or anything. They definitely made a lot of really cool differences here. But let's see. I didn't feel like we went to a lot of domains with knowledge, and a lot of our past ones here, I think we literally only touched one. So, one random beacon. Oh, okay, I think I get it. It's wanting us to go to like Trotter beacons or any of those extra things similar to this one. But maybe I'm just dumb. I think I get it though. Let's try it. I'm not gonna mess with the dice faces until I really know a little bit more about this mode, because I have a feeling I might just ruin it. But here we've got 0 to 40, 0 to 20, and then pretty much anywhere. So we're gonna want to stay slightly positive if possible. And I'd imagine at higher difficulties, those bonus rewards probably aren't refreshable, so you might not care as much. But aside from these rewards, I don't feel like we saw anything that, you know, truly affected... Oh, this counts. Truly affected how the game played out. But we want to go to different beacons, so let's maybe head up here. And we are just running... I know Serval's not like the best character, but I still haven't built Sanpo, and I'm in the process of building Luca. I have heard, however, that Black Swan will be getting added to the game, and she'll be a really powerful dot character. To my knowledge... Oh, I was going auto. That's awkward. But I have heard in terms of upcoming characters, Hanabi might increase the number of... You know, quick spoiler, sorry for anyone who doesn't like leaks. But Hanabi might add the ability to increase skill point cap, which could be interesting. The problem is, I'm not sure how often you realistically spend at max skill points. Like, I don't find myself often at 5 skill points basic attacking. But for certain team comps, that could be really good, and I would imagine that she also affects that. And then Black Swan is supposed to be a really powerful dot character, which I was even talking about last stream. That I felt like, you know, Kafka was making, and you know, it might not be directly for Kafka, you know? Not every dot character has to be attached to her, but she was so good at enabling dots that characters like Serval and Sanpo that weren't usable really at all beforehand became usable in Kafka team comps. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. I know last time we got all the path resonances, I believe. I want to say it was Elation and... I mean, it showed us at the start. I want to say it was Elation and Nihility, but we'll have to check. I just think that erudition is going to be a very, like, brute force... Interesting. This is kind of a different format than the first floor as well in Swarm Disaster, because it was much more straightforward. Because here, with our path, I definitely want to go for more beacons. But I also don't want to go to every single node and just shoot myself in the foot, right? And I also want to go to this reward domain. So I think I'm going to opt to go for one less domain. I still have no idea what I'm doing in this mode, so... Oh. Okay. We'll see. If I'd known that would happen, I probably would have gone upwards. But it may not have happened if I had. Interesting. This is the... So if I remember correctly, I think we saw Fruit of the Alien Tree. If that's the one I'm thinking of, where you can't roll your golden-sided die, or the golden sides on your die, but then you can get a few cheat chances. That sounds really bad. I don't think... I mean, there's no mischance, right, in Star Rail, but if there is, that would be really awkward. Let's try the cheese. I'm an idiot. I do think that's a new occurrence. I can't remember that being the case. But I'm not sure what I thought that would be. Because I know they added in new curios. That's really awkward. So, this one... Interesting. This feels very similar. It might have been why I was in the same subcategory of the 3 on DICE. Because we're generating a ton of beacons, especially Trotter beacons. Let's try reward. Increasing ultimate damage is nice, because 3 of my 4 characters do, you know, have damage on their ultimate. But realistically, Fushuan's not using her ultimate to do damage. She's using it to refresh her passive stacks. We don't have, like, really any blessings here. Yeah, we only have the 3 plus our Path Resonance. It'd be crazy if you could enhance Path Resonance, just make it stronger, but I don't think they will ever do that. So this would be 2 1-star blessings, obtain a cheat chance. It feels like the cheats on these die are nice, but they're maybe not as important on earlier levels. Like when you're trying to min-max late levels, I'm sure it's important to know exactly what you're doing. Let's just do this. Yep, 16% max HP restore on ultimate. And Blessings of the Hunt. Oh, did it give me 3 blessings? Reading comprehension is tough. Alright. 1 random beacon on the current... I still don't know what this one is. I think this might be one of these, but I don't want to mess with that anymore. We'll probably just do these 3. Because we're in the recommended zone, and if by chance we go up, it's not going to go well. None of these are bad, but... let's go with this. When I'm still kind of learning a new path, I did this with propagation. I really like just kind of being greedy and only going for blessings of the path I'm on. Or potentially for path resonance, but here we go. Some trotters. These will still probably be fairly easy to kill. One thing I've noticed is that when you get to higher level simulated universe, you definitely can't reliably kill every single trotter. But at the earlier difficulties, you can just kind of brute force it. Like here, I'm pretty sure with Wind and Quantum, there's a decent chance I wouldn't have killed it at a higher difficulty. But it takes so much damage through it. And that's why I was really excited for Xueyi's kit, actually. And you could argue Ruan Mei is also helpful with it. But just the ability to completely ignore that weakness system. Like, I've been messing around. The team I actually had active when we went into the simulated universe was my mono Quantum team. And it's been really cool, because between Silverwolf and Xueyi ult, you can really get away with a lot of stuff. Let's see. I do like the idea of energy regen. But after this one, we might try out a different path. I do think we'll save Remembrance Cheese for the very end. I need to see what actually all of my dice faces are. So we have generate 3 random beacons and random domains. Only once per plane. Which makes me feel like the cheat is less necessary for that unless you really want it early. We have... can move to any domain in the closest column. With a beacon, okay. Double reward from trotters is always nice. All beacons in a... really? Oh, all beacons in a random zone generate 1 random beacon. So that only affects the planes that already have one. Generates 1, we got this multiple times. Generate 1 random beacon and increase the speed of allies. So basically it's entirely on that effect before customization and a speed boost. Interesting. I'm not going to worry about it. I probably won't even bother with rerolling or cheats on this particular die. I do have to wonder though... oh, maybe I didn't need a technique here. I do have to wonder how things will be affected by
good times. Time to say bye.
The dice not being as static.
Boom.
Because it opens up the way for a lot of creativity.
Ready to lose your you can
But
fight it,
some of the old dice were really well balanced and really good.
Relax.
to see. But I am a fan of this erudition path. I think it's nice. It's obviously not going to fit every type of DPS. It wouldn't really benefit Clara teams. It wouldn't benefit... You know, I don't think we need to refresh the Matrix here. It wouldn't really help Topaz teams either. You know, obviously any ult that doesn't do damage isn't going to have nearly the same benefit from it. But it's still neat. I like the idea. And I think that they've tried really hard to bring more attention back to erudition between Argenti and just the kind of fact that it feels like the erudition path has been outshined by, you know, good old destruction. I have no idea. I mean, I'm wondering if the final bosses do have more weaknesses. Because in Swarm Disaster, it was literally only Quantum, Imaginary, and then the one you got in the first plane. Using this exact team, between the two runs last time and this time, I don't think we've been offered Quantum, Wind, or Lightning. But I seem to remember the final boss having more weaknesses than just 2. So, I'm just gonna fight this guy, because I think it'll be slightly easier. I do not like the, I believe it's called Blacklight Prana, or something like that, that that other boss uses where it lowers your max health. Because of the way it interacts with Fushuan, it's really obnoxious. Because it counts. If her max health is cut in half by like, you know, 40-60%, it still procs her passive. And her passive becomes pretty much useless in that fight. Fantilia, I believe, can also do that effect, which is obnoxious. But the Fantilia fight in general, you are probably bringing AoE for the flowers, so it's not too bad, I feel. But it is still really obnoxious. And I'm still trying to figure out, you know, with all of my teams, how Huahua's ult really affects the rotations. Because it does give... That doesn't tell me exactly how much energy. But I never know if I should be using it on cooldown for that extra damage bonus and energy regen, or if I should hold it. This one I feel like is really good in regular SU, but it can be so bad otherwise. Because you can upgrade it, just get a flat 15% damage reduction, and I believe it still does pair up correctly with Fushuan's E. So you can really just make a team even more unkillable. Let's go with Suspicion stacks, and Doctor's Robe is fine. I seem to remember us on our stream Wednesday getting a ridiculous number of what's it called? Oh, this is not the one I'm thinking of. I just read it. There's the one that gives you damage per 100 fragments you have. This one's just generally good. It lets you farm and just clear a lot of fights so much faster too, just because you can, assuming you have a damaging path, which we do, you can just spam it pretty hard at the beginning of every single fight and clear through things. Part of the reason I'm focusing on this bonus reward right now, though, is I don't know if this is going to be an on difficulty thing. So we need to clear each difficulty to get the rewards, and then do it within that, you know, allotted space there. But I'm certain people have already beaten every single difficulty. When Swarm Disaster came out, people had beaten it real fast. IS-3 was on the Chinese server for like 6 months ahead of time of global on Arknights, but people had beaten plus 15 within like a week as well, which is nuts. I haven't been grinding it anymore, but I'm on like plus 13 still, because I got kind of bored as well. That one gets to a point where you have to take such a specifically like curated comp. Like the way people put it, and I think it's a good way to explain it, is you have your core ops like Molinar, Texalter, you know, that you pretty much can't get around not having. And then you have desperation picks. Or specific picks. But I also had to reteach myself different strategies because in these games, depending on how the difficulty spikes, certain strategies don't just work anymore. I used Thorns to be lazy and clear a lot of the floors in IS-3. He's really not good at that at higher difficulties. You know? And like, I was using a combination of Horn, Texalter, and Molinar to clear out the Highmore boss, for example. Past a point, you know, people still use Horn, but people generally switch to using Schwarz or Pozemka for Highmore damage. Anyways, just interesting stuff. We're still in that recommended zone, so we really don't want to mess with these nodes if possible. But I suppose it's not the end of the world if we aren't in that kind of area. I will probably play this a lot in my off time. I still haven't cleared Swarm Disaster with every path. Like, I came to terms with the fact that until they add another, you know, Shielder or I get Japard, I'm probably not going to be able to make much use of the Preservation path. Like, it's a very safe clear if you have strong shielders, but it's also a very slow clear, which is dangerous. What have we got? Oh, this is new. Interact with the light pillar to start the challenge. Evade the beams as much as possible within a limited number of cycles. The more cycles you manage to avoid, the more rewards you will get. So immediately what I think of here is Yukong. I won't use her outside of this, but it's similar to what I was saying with Kafka, where Kafka's AoE technique works extremely well for Trotters, which is what I assumed we'd get. Let's see. You can't use technique. That is incredibly awkward. Can you jump? No. Okay. This reminds me of a game in... whatchamacallit, actually. It's like the Mario Party... Uh-oh. What's it called? Now I'm having a hard time. I think I still... Oh. Oh, you're supposed to be in the center. Okay. Wait. Nope. That was destroying my brain, honestly. That's important, though, because usually I feel like adventure domains are always worth it. And that one still would be, but... I'm sure that's one of those ones, too, where once you've done enough times, the patterns become pretty clear. But it's from, I mean, I can just pull up my Steam real quick. It won't show up on my stream because I have my... Oh, Pummel Party. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. But there's a game with, like, cannons like that where I was thinking the strategy would be to... Let's reroll this. To stand on the edge. And then just kind of do that, but as it turned out, the edge wasn't safe on the last two. Let's see. How many Nihility Blessings are we? Oh, well, we just got a Golden Area Edition. So we need one more Nihility Blessing. If I am correct and it was Elation, we're not close to that at all. The problem is, like, in this current team, the only follow-up attack we have is Kafka's one singular basic attack follow-up per turn. It's not like we're using a Clara team or anything, or even a Topaz team. So Elation Blessings aren't particularly valuable until we move forward there. I also need to check if any paths, and I actually kind of doubt that this will be the case, but if any paths are going to have a secondary erudition path. Just because a lot of those secondary paths were kind of already set in stone. So they might have just picked two paths to put alongside this one, and then called it good.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it.
Interesting.
All things human creations.
Yeah. Let's see. Like, I'm curious. I know I could just look at her character sheet and find the exact amount, but I like to gauge it. It's not a crazy amount of energy, but it is helpful. Part of the issue with that is it is such a high energy cost. Like, that's up there with... I mean, that might even be higher than Jingleo's. I think Jingleo's is 130. Although my memory has not been serving me well today so far.
This song's for you. Keep up.
Stand still.
It should die to dot. It'll be real awkward if it doesn't, but that's another thing I like about
Ready
this
to lose
team,
yourself? You can
is it
fight
would be good to have more variety.
rock with it.
rather than just 2 electric dot. But I really don't like Sanpo. When Black Swan comes out, I will probably attempt to pull for her and just put her in my Kafka team. Because right now I think my strongest teams are, until I, you know, get my Zila team working a little bit better with better artifacts, my strongest teams are either Jingliu Hypercarry or Topaz Hypercarry. My Clara has her Light Cone, but my Clara has also not got good artifacts either. So, I really like the idea of this one, but I don't think there was any more adventure domains on this path. So let's just grab this one. I'll grab this. For this, yeah. Attacks versus weakness broken enemies do not reduce the available Synapse resonance count. That actually, I think, is pretty powerful. Because if I remember correctly, the Synapse resonance puts a certain number of stacks on for that extra effect. And then, you know, hitting it takes that down. Let's be greedy. Hopefully this doesn't mess with our little gauge here. And we'll probably get new occurrences. Screw Lita. Is that supposed to be... You know, I always assumed that Skrullum was just like a unique... You know, like AI or something similar to that. We haven't quite gotten an explanation on that. But I do wonder if that's an actual, like... Is there a planet full of... You know, beings like Skrullum? That would be really interesting. Or this could just be something completely random. The reason I say that, though, is because we had that pudding... That, like, pudding that gave you every path blessing. And then that ended up actually being Ruon Mei. And we do know Skrullum will be playable. I don't know what rarity is or what his kit is. But he will be playable. This is what I was afraid of. Let's try... Okay, hear me out. We go down. Because then we're only 4 off from that 0 to 20. As opposed to being, I think we would have been, what, like 26 off? I wonder if we're only allowed to choose these based on where we are as well. That's interesting. Oh, wait, unless that was a repair curio one. I really need to read these things before I just assume. I've definitely done that a lot in my time, and it's how I get very confused. There's the one we need. Oh, and we got our stuff right back. It's going to be really hard to tell with this, because even if you avoid specific nodes, it feels like it's just so semi-random. But here's our second elite. I really actually like this curio, because, you know, assuming the elite doesn't kill you, which could happen, but probably won't, I feel, it's very powerful. The ability to get those extra elite domains, to get stronger blessings, super strong. It's what makes, I feel like, Remembrance Chi so powerful. Is not only can you go and really greed for that dissociation perk damage, but you also get the ability to go, I only want adventure domains, or I only want elite domains, and it feels so good.
May as well kill them all.
Keep up. That's it.
Stand still. Didn't hurt.
Alright, the Trotter is dead. I have really been thinking about what comp will run at higher difficulty. I do really feel like Hypercarry Jingliu might be the way to go.
Time for the
Because a lot of enemies seem to have ice weakness, and then we can just Remembrance Cheese. But Nihility comp I do think is really fun. The Path Resonance giving you energy back every single time you know, an enemy takes damage from a dot is nuts. Here we go. I mean, this is, in theory, unless it's a multiple phase battle, completely lost on us now. Because we already have the curio that immediately raises our Path to Resonance max at the start. So we might not even want to take more Erudition Blessings unless they're powerful. Whereas, like, these might be more powerful. And we'll keep an eye out for good Elation Blessings. Now that our ultimates count as, you know, follow-ups. But you can definitely make some really cool... some really cool builds with follow-up damage. Like, you could even just run a really greedy team. Like, I do generally feel like it's best to have at least one, if not two, defensive characters. And then, you know, this team isn't running a supportive character, but you get my idea. Have that, that balance. But you can definitely just be like, hey, I'm gonna run Topaz, Clara, you know, Fushuan, Huahua, and I'm gonna brute force everything.
Good times. Never
Because if you
time
got
to
really
say
good
bye.
Elation Blessings, you might not need that support. Because basically every Elation Blessing, if I remember correctly,
And awaken.
directly
Ready to lose
affects
your-
follow-up.
You can fight it, or
Increasing their
rock with
defense,
it.
increasing their attack, restoring HP. Like, you may not even need a healer at that point. But I can't just give up using
Stand still.
Fushuan in this mode. I think she's just so powerful. Kind of nuts. Like, I think she genuinely changed the entire game when she was added.
All things in this world. Human
Because
creations.
prior to that, you know, Japard's shielding was unreliable. The Trailblazer's shielding was reliable, but it wasn't particularly strong on that fire path. So you just kind of went with healing, which is why I feel like people valued Bailu a lot higher at the start, because then if someone did get bursted down, they can bring them back. And you just kind of played that balancing game. With Fushuan, there's no balancing game, it's literally just, hey, don't one-shot Fushuan somehow, please. Like, I honestly feel like, I don't think they ever really nerf characters in these games. I know they buffed Zhongli way back when, but I don't think they really nerf characters because
Ready to lose your- you
that would
can
probably
fight
make
it,
people a little bit more
or
upset.
rock with it.
But if they were to ever nerf Fushuan's energy values on her ult, I could see them doing that, so you had to bring more support to keep her ult and passive uptime up. But who knows? Let's see. Attack following their ultimate. Ultimate crit damage. I have no idea what my crit stats are on any of these characters. I will be 100% honest. It's probably not even good. Fushuan, I know I didn't worry about it. 2283. Yes, oh, yeah. I really didn't worry about crit stats on a lot of my earlier characters here. Because it's just so annoying to farm crit stats. So if you just farm attack percent, you can at least get into the late game.
They don't look happy to see us.
But I also don't use either of these teams really for MOC either. It's usually my Jingliu and Topaz teams. And you never
Ready to
know.
lose
Sometimes you just get
yourself? You
lucky.
can fight it,
Like in
or
Genshin, I got
rock with it.
insanely lucky with my Yaimiko.
All things in this world.
Artifacts.
Human
Like, she still has, I think, 2 pieces that are pretty replaceable. And she has, like, 70% crit and, like, 200% crit damage. And people have much better builds. And I was stacking energy recharge on her because she's using that set. But, like I was saying, I think there's one piece in particular that's
No
really
time to
bad
say
on her.
bye.
But on the other hand, I farmed for pieces for Yelan and Eula in that same physical HP domain for so long and never got a super good set. Like, my Eula has okay crit damage and attack, but she only has like 40% crit rate, so whenever she doesn't crit on a boss, it's incredibly painful. Because that ult damage either one-shots something with what I have, or it does nothing. The shield could be nice at a higher difficulty, but let's just do this. I really don't know how much defense affects things, if I'm being honest in this game. Because in a lot of games, the defense stat, unless you're a defense scaling character, really doesn't do anything. That being said, my Fire Trailblazer never dies when they're on field. Because every time they do anything, they give that shield. But this should give us the Path Resonance, yep. Attack by follow-up attacks. I think it's cool, though, that they have general paths, like Destruction and Erudition. And then they have more specific paths. It just makes me wonder if eventually they will add paths for, like, every single niche. Because we have, you know, Nihility as the dot path. We have Elation as the follow-up attack path. You know, Shielding path. Will we eventually have something for everything? So, I don't know based on the names, because some of these have the same picture, because this one I immediately think of the win within 4 turns. And I feel like this picture is on like half the occurrences in the game. Let's go for a fight. Yeah, it's within 4 cycles. I believe this might also be the one for, like, the 2 personalities. I think they're called Sal and Leo. And I think it's also the one for the, you can choose to fight one or the other of both. That's the problem, is I don't know them based on the names, and I don't like to just go look things up in the middle of a run, unless I really think it will
Good
affect the run.
times never last.
This is another issue I've had since getting Claw Claw.
Boom.
And part of the reason I wasn't actually going to pull her, and then I just got her because I was trying to refresh my pity, because I had really bad luck on
All
Venafin,
things in this world have their
Creations.
is I don't know when to use her ult.
Good times.
Because a lot of times a
never
buff ult
last.
like Bronya ult you use right before chain bursting here, going into an
Time to say
elite,
bye.
but she gives you that energy regen back as well. So in a short fight like that, it didn't matter, but in a longer fight, I feel like you want to hold it. I really, really love this blessing, and I'm always tempted to get it just because of the little bugs. But I also don't think that the final boss is a bug boss anymore. So let's maybe do this. It gave it to me anyway, thank you. I don't even think that blessing's necessarily crazy good. Oh, we get both? That's nuts. Okay. I will happily take that. I'm fine with this. We haven't had to heal, like, at all this entire time. And we do this. Everyone's going to be okay immediately because this applies to Fishu on passive. It is somewhat of an anti-synergy, though, with Destruction Path, I will say. And even then, I don't think it's a huge issue. Okay. I don't even remember how many beacons there are on the map. The speed could have been okay, but I'm just gonna go here. But I just get the gut feeling that I really cannot imagine this path being the way to go at high difficulty. Just because of,
yin and yang.
yeah, see, isn't that nuts? Just because of the fact that I feel like you usually need something to cheese the game at higher difficulty in these modes. Like, it's why Remembrance cheese is so prevalent. Because with ice characters, it feels like a free win. Oh, wow. And without ice characters, it still feels pretty good. It keeps offering me these lotto tickets, and I really love going for them. But every time it catches me at the worst time and I lose a character. Although this bunch is energy and technique points, so why not? It's a little bit late, so it might not even proc, but why not? The speed's actually good here because we're going into the boss. Let's see. So in the third boss challenge, Resonance, Extrapolation, Nihility. Low chance to inflict dots on all the characters. All units' actions advance forward the Resonance's action. And its corresponding. And it will have a higher chance of inflicting dot effects for the next turn. Interesting. So basically, the more we act. So if you were using a spam action team at a higher difficulty, this could be really dangerous. And then Destruction is deals fire damage to all allies, reduce the target's defense. I actually think this is probably a little bit safer, just because of how many buffs there are to shielding and defense and all that stuff in this current mode. And with our current build.
Does that hurt?
You know, we were talking earlier about how I wasn't sure how much defense affected things if it wasn't really high, like on the Fire Trailblazer.
Good
Well,
times never last. Time to say bye.
we'll have the opportunity to see. I don't think, obviously, it's going to matter at all here. But that's one thing I didn't understand in Swarm Universe for like 10 runs because I wasn't reading. I just read, oh cool, it gives me... Like, to be honest, I thought it was describing the boss at first. So I didn't even know it affected what weaknesses on the final boss of Swarm until like my 5th run. And I was super confused as to why it seemed like they had a random weakness at the end. It was because I wasn't reading. Because I just assumed that was the description of the boss.
Pretty good crowd
But
today.
yeah, one second, I'm gonna turn off my... Ah, it was getting real hot in my room. Anyway, I do really like the fact though that even though a lot of people pointed out that on healers it's really nice for... I think Lynx is still the only example. It's still really nice to have your like cleansing, debuff removal on your ultimate, because a lot of times you just don't want your healer to be using skill unless it's absolutely necessary.
Good times. Time to say bye.
But just that AoE heal is nuts. You know, you put your squishier characters in the middle,
Times. Time to say bye.
and then if you heal either one of them, it heals both your squishy characters, and then whichever person's on the end close to them. And the amount of healing you get out of Hua Hua compared to, say, a Natasha E is not even comparable. Even on that first singular target.
Turn it up. Ready to lose your... You can fight it.
This is part of the reason why I like Serval so much is, A, I like the character, but B, she can just spam her ult so often.
Stand still.
I feel like it really simplifies things when you just have a cheap damage dealing ult, even if it's not as powerful. And let's grab Fighting Spirit. It's still nice. I have no idea how many fragments I have at the moment. That's not bad. The problem is, as we saw, I don't have high crit rate on any of these characters. If this was my Jing Liu team, though, I'd absolutely do that. 240% crit damage. Why not? Even if we only have like 20% crit, if it crits, it's gonna hurt. And nothing else there was likely to be useful. I have no idea if these options are going to matter. Alright, we got that bonus reward. The sound design in this mode is really cool. So there was one adventure domain for that one, but let's just head straight for the boss. We could go adventure, we could go reward, but it didn't give me a blessing. That's unfortunate. But at this point, I think it's fine. There's planar disarray. There's that. I mean, it depends on what it counts as encountering enemies. Like, if an enemy in the end, like a lot of mini-bosses and bosses summon enemies, if that counts, that's not bad. I believe this was... Okay, this was the three-pronged arrow beacon, so I think this one is a choice. Let's go for the one we haven't seen. Because we get, like, 20 or 30, you know, gems every time we do one. No risk, some risk. The gambler appears. Yeah, sure. Hi, gambler. What you got? Okay. Is that... You made a bold gamble. I wonder if that means something's gonna happen later. I mean, I kind of want to do this, but... I also... Oh, that's not bad. I'm really glad we have Healing Blast. We can enhance 1, 2 or 3 star blessing. I'm just gonna... I picked one at random. Let's reroll and see if we can't get our speed boost, because that's the only one that's going to affect this final fight. The other blue one. That's okay. I do kind of like the idea of having... You can fight the True Sting. I'm not going to, but that's interesting. Thank you for offering me the choice game.
They don't look happy to see us.
Yeah, okay. You get the destruction and whatnot that we had. Interesting.
Does that hurt?
I also gotta say, I really like characters that have off-field techniques.
Yin and yang.
I think it feels really good to be able to prep like that before a fight. As opposed to being like, hey, Serval and Kafka have to enter the fight with their technique. You're probably not going to use Serval's over Kafka's. Let's see. It's interesting to see, though, this is just a double elite fight where each one has you know, that
Stand
extra, those extra
Songs
3
for
lives. Sorry.
Turn it up.
Keep losing my train of thought today.
Ready to lose your
But I have
you
been
can
super
fight
excited
it
to play this mode.
or rock with it.
Good times. No
Maybe I
time
should
to
have held
say
those. I
bye.
don't know if that guy's gonna summon Detonation Order immediately again.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it or rock with it.
But I am glad we didn't choose the Nihility path, because with how much we're acting, it could have been dangerous. Whereas here we're just taking a defense debuff, which is just not super
Pretty good crowd
dangerous.
today. Keep up. That's it.
Yeah. Let's pop this off.
Relax.
Do this. This will give Fushu on ult, and then she can pop the barrier off the other one.
Human creations.
I don't think these stoplights are as dangerous to leave up as the exploding enemies, but best to get rid of them in general.
Together as one.
That did a lot of damage, actually.
Ready to lose your you can fight it or rock with it.
We absolutely would have been in trouble
Never time to
because
say
we took the
bye.
big lotto, and it procced immediately.
Ready to lose
If we didn't
yourself?
have the healing blast
You
effect,
can
though.
fight it
Because Hua Hua doesn't...
Rock with it.
He has her talent healing, these little dots here, but still. Not bad. But these runs are fun, too, because they... Like, to me, they don't feel super tedious, but they're lengthy. They're something to do for a long time, and I think that's super fun. It's why I'll still routinely just do IS2 runs, even. But that did take like 45 minutes. We're gonna have these buffs as well, which is always nice. This is also part of the reason why I wanted to do the lower difficulties first, because jumping in the higher ones, you don't have those trees. But looks like there's ones for each of these. This is the beating it on path 5 or higher. What? Unlocked by completing a... Oh! Oh, did they go full, like, Slay the Spire mode, and once you beat 5, there's higher difficulties? And Torturous? Oh! Oh, that's for the dice, okay. I did not know that was a thing. I'm curious because... You know, this could end up being a lot like, you know, Surging Seas 15 and Arknights IS3. Sorry, I know I keep bringing that up, but, you know, Slay the Spire top difficulty is a similar example where you have to be so careful about everything because all of those singular levels of buffs add up very fast. So I'm looking at this and I wonder... So does it give you just... So maybe this is what... So similar to how I was talking about how you had to like get certain notes for Hunt in Swarm Disaster 20 times. I wonder if it's similar to that where you'll get a random one of these starts in terms of the like quote-unquote story. And then it gives you a target and that's how you unlock everything. That would be my next guess because I did not realize that there were multiple ones. I didn't even realize we had 2 different ones because I wasn't reading them. And we unlock some more dice face. I mean, 32 dice faces? That's nuts. Let's go ahead. I want to use Jingliu team. But I don't believe... Yeah, I have that on Jui. Actually, you know what? Let's go Mono Quantum. Let's go Mono Quantum and then we'll plan for using our strongest team here at the top difficulty. Or... Apparently there's like 15 or something. If it goes up to plus 10 after 5, that's nuts. There could be a few more streams of this to do than I thought. It gives you a different collection. Let's go ahead and run Mono Quantum. For Mono Quantum, I'm not actually sure what would be the best. I think it might, even though we said we maybe would try a different path. When we do Hypercarry Jingliu, it'll probably be Remembrance. if I were to do a Clara or Topaz team, it'd be this. This is Dot team. Let's just go Erudition. Because our Mono Quantum is... I could use Zila, but of course, we're still testing Shui Yi out. So it would be this. As far as we still don't have shielding, I'm still not working for Remembrance Cheese on this. Let's just do this. This could be a little bit sketchy, but we'll see. Let's look at the other die as well. So we don't have any of these. 6 different custom dice, okay. Oh, okay. So we basically do want to just keep using different ones. So we're looking at using domains with knowledge. Oh, you do apply knowledge to random domains. And then ultimate damage increases. We're looking at occurrence domains. I feel like it's just more consistent almost always to just go for combat domains. We'll see. Get more countdown. Because I'm not super confident in this team here, because I'm still experimenting with this Mono Quantum team. And there's so much you can do with it too. I could add Zila or Jinquei, but let's just do the countdown one. Not run that risk. Because that's what made Abundance Path so good before, was you could go to literally every node possible and still be significantly higher in the countdown and get bonus healing off it. But we're looking at -1 to -40. Oh, we're looking at just significantly negative on this one. Okay. I really do wonder if that affects anything other than like the dialogue options. But if we don't have -20 pretty early on, we're going to have to work towards that node. This one seems so good. But I feel like in this mode you get so many fragments, it'll be super easy to have that. I'm going to go with the cheese. Just because it's a safe option there. The cheat chance could have been the way to go. But I'm not too certain. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Alright, time to look for our Erudition Blessings. Orbital Redshift's always nice. I mean, all 3 of these are always nice. I'm just so partial to Destruction because I auto-farm my Simulated Universe on high difficulty 5 every week. You have to do it like twice, once to get the 4 little coin tokens you can get, and then once to spend them. And it's just very stable, but there it is. Next attack, Falling Ultimate. One downside to this, versus our last team, is we really don't benefit from going Nihility at all. So we might look for the Elation, Dual Path Resonance, but we probably won't use the Nihility. Regenerate energy when consuming skill points is okay. Probably should have taken that one. We can grab this though. We do have follow-up attacks off Shui Yi passive. And as always, that ultimate follow-up attack damage does make that path a little bit better. Perfect. I did not even look at the dice sights on this dice when we picked it, if I'm being 100% honest. But we know, let's follow these knowledge domains. Get some more ultimate damage. The Gambler was nice to us last time. Oh, maybe it's just that it gives you fragments and it gives you a gambling perk. I mean, if we lose a character off the lotto, the run ends very fast sometimes. So select one and immediately copy onto adjacent domain and apply knowledge. Let's, can I not? There, okay. Did I click something else? So, ooh, we did lose our, whatchamacallit, for the bar here, but maybe we'll get lucky. I also did not pay much attention to how this dice affects countdown. So if we still go down to negative countdown, it would be very awkward. I really like the chain animation though, it's super cool. I don't know, I just... In these games, rarity doesn't really affect... It affects, obviously, combat strength, but, like, the design or anything of the character. I really like Zhui Yi. And I still could not tell you why. And it's funny because there's a lot of parallels. Like, people compare her to Catherine in terms of appearance, but I think her personality is very similar to Shen He. I think is how you pronounce that. Some of the names are... I try to pronounce them correctly, but I definitely don't. That's not good. Oh boy. Can I even... So this sounds odd, but we have Remembrance Blessings banned, so I'm almost tempted to get this because I don't want... We have both of these blessings banned, actually. And we don't make use of any of the Nihility blessings since we don't apply dot at all with this team. I'm gonna test it. You know, greatly increased chance for these blessings to appear, but they're banned. In terms of either of these, I mean, almost all of them are either when you get shield, or there's a couple that give you a shield upon getting hit. And then these ones, you could get a chance for hit on freeze. There's a chance either of these would be useless, but... Oh. That's... Oh. That's such a good blessing, what? That's nuts. I was not expecting that.
There is evil ahead.
There's the Trotter. There are so many Trotters in this mode, too.
That's it.
This
Let's do
combat
this.
needs optimizing. This is double speed. By the order of the 10, execute the Marastruck!
Now I kind of regret banning the Remembrance Bath just because I didn't think I'd use it. But if I have Dissociation on Weakness Break, that it'd have been pretty good.
Human creations.
And I think I mentioned this last time, but I am genuinely surprised at how fast a lot of these characters are.
To travel.
Because when I first built my Fushuan, she has like 130, I think, 2 speed. It's somewhere in that ballpark. That was more than enough. Like, more than enough, 100% of the time. A lot of these characters are moving long before Fushuan is.
A quick divination.
Yeah. Basically, Zhui would do very well, though, with a character, I think, like Clara.
Bit me.
Because her passive stacks up for that extra attack every time you reduce toughness. I.e. hit this.
The Marastruck.
So it obviously works well with
By the order of the 10,
Silver Wolf.
execute the Marastruck!
allowing you to even hit weakness. Or toughness, sorry. But, you know.
You took the bait. Time for a buzz.
Alright, there we go. It's funny, because even though, like, Serval isn't, like, the best character, I do feel like my last team was doing better. Although this is, of course, a slightly higher difficulty. Let's see. Possessing this cure is equivalent to blessing one blessing of each path. So this gives you... So there's always those... For every blessing you have of this path, get this effect. There's obviously also the extra path resonance. Although we're not going for Nihility. Not too worried about Elation either. There's technique damage. And then... that'd be like 130 fragments. I'm gonna go technique damage here. I am definitely not an expert at this, though. That sounds pretty good. Like, I would be incredibly surprised if you could not, like, go onto YouTube and find several people that have already beaten every difficulty and have a good strategy. I would also be surprised if one of those strategies was not, again, Remembrance Cheese. It's just so strong.
Spirit be gone.
Curious though, 200% technique damage. How much does that end up doing? That thing is
That's
fast. That's bad.
This combat needs optimizing.
Yeah, just in case.
This is double speed.
I feel like if you're not gonna die, top priority should always be kill the Trotters.
Excited.
I think we can also be a little bit more free with Silverwolf's technique for extra damage with this team. Because Fushuan only uses skill when the Matrix needs to be refreshed, which it does right now.
I see through
Link's only uses skill if someone's about to get just
together as one.
toasted by the game.
All things
And,
creations.
so as a result, like Shuei's using technique on cooldown, Silverwolf probably could, for example,
Time for a buzz.
prep quantum weakness here.
Commencing research.
I can't even begin to explain how nice it is, too, having a mono quantum team with Silverwolf, because my first team was Fire Trailblazer, Zila, Bronya. No, it was, I wasn't using Fire Trailblazer. It was Zila, Bronya, Silverwolf, and Natasha. And as you could probably imagine, I did not get the correct weakness very often. It was quite bad. I do also want to do some more testing with Ruan Mei.
You took the bait.
Because her, I mean, it makes sense why these two debuted on the same banner, because they're both heavily based around weakness break. I think that Ruan Mei is honestly just going to be one of the most powerful general supports. Similar to how Bronya you can put on any team as long as you don't need to worry about, you know, if you don't have too many, like, skill point hungry characters, Bronya giving that extra turn is very powerful. How early on in that? I don't remember. Okay, I'm glad I didn't use that. But I don't know. I can't help but think that you really should focus on supports and debuffers and just maybe get 1 or 2 good DPS, because
That's it.
that's just the way these games tend to follow. Zhongli is still very useful, Bennett's still useful after literal
Another fun
years,
this time.
and other options showing up.
Time for a buzz.
This is a bit of a waste.
This is double speed.
So let's just hammer down this Trotter real quick. My Lynx definitely needs to upgrade her artifacts though and get more max HP. Because even for a 4-star, I don't know what light cone she has, but my Natasha has a 4-star light
I
cone,
see through you.
and she has like 8k
All
HP.
things
My
must be
Fushuan has like
human
8600.
creations.
Although I am one of the people that, for the sake of simplicity in building characters, I will absolutely just ditch all, like, other focus
By the order of the
for my HP scaling characters, and I'll just stack HP. Like, she doesn't have a quantum damage bonus, you know, no crit rate or crit damage piece. It's all HP.
Hit me.
Knew I missed the Marstruck.
I would say that follow-up attack doesn't do
Time for a buzz.
as much damage as you might hope, but it's still pretty decent. And part of it's that it hits multiple times and it seems semi-random. So if all the attacks hit one singular enemy, it probably would do a lot more damage. Let's go for the Adventure Domain one. Ultimates gain a res pen bonus. What? More enemies in the ultimate hits, the higher the res pen bonus for the next ultimate. That's nuts. Because you think about how little, like, pen there is in this game. I can't think of very many effects that just straight up do that. Yeah, I don't know. So we have physical and fire once again. I mean, there was only one weakness it could have put in, and we're running Silverwolf, so it does not matter. It's again just which one we think we'd rather fight more, and you know what, we have Lynx. Let's fight it. I don't like this boss very much, but
Be watchful. Always.
it's fine.
That's it.
By the order, execute the Marstruck.
It just feels so good. The fact that that just says, you know what, I don't care what weakness you have. I'm still doing damage to you. There's that. I think we save Link's technique
Time
for maybe the
buzz.
second or third
Knew I
activation,
missed the Marstruck.
This combat needs
because I really don't feel like using Link's burst
commencing research.
and then having that kind of backfire, and then her use it again. It did not affect... Oh, did it already debuff a move? Huh.
Converge and awaken.
Maybe it's just that it depends on difficulty as well, because the Echo of War, I swear, it takes like a quarter immediately. And so if she uses
You
it
admit
twice,
crime?
it just messes Fu Xuan's passive over really bad.
I see through you.
Oh,
All
Okay.
things human.
I didn't think that would be lethal.
You took the bait. Time for
I really do
fun.
wonder though if they'll ever add anything that's just so inherently broken as Remembrance Cheese. Because again, like, Nihility is strong if you're using a dot team. Preservation can be good if you're using a shielding team. The fact that those affects dissociation is just so powerful no matter what you're doing is crazy to me. Let's try this. That would be about, what is that, 24, 48, 96% crit damage. It's nice, but let's just, I like this one. Especially when it, oh, gives you more than one. Oops. Yeah, let's get going. So we're looking for the adventure domain because of the collectible we got. We also missed out on this. I wonder if that means... So based on what we saw with that big map, I'm assuming that just means we might get this same start where you want to be 0 to -40 again. And it's just when you get that start, that's the goal you're going towards. Which is a lot easier than having it be like difficulty specific, because that would be obnoxious. Let's see, let's purchase a curio. I feel like I always just pick a curio, but... Huh. Let's go society ticket. We're still early enough in this run that it's still probably valuable. That's good to get early. Huh. What's a target goal? Can you not get the consecutive target goals if you didn't get the first one? Because it doesn't show me the light. That's interesting. Okay. Nice. Sometimes those lotto collectibles, I mean, they're called lotto collectibles. They're so nice to you, and sometimes it just destroys you. And I feel like I should know what these curios are after the last time where I went, what's the cheese? But I have no idea. This is a new one. This is the combat for elite domain. I think that one's nuts. Unless the elite domain knocks a character down, that's nuts. I mean, if we can't even get the target, this matters so much less. Let's see it. There's a lot of intercognition nodes, I'm sure, in terms of variety that I just haven't seen yet. And as always, going to each occurrence gives you some benefit. Wow. And it still isn't broken. The hair salon, huh? Oh, I think we've seen this one. Let's decrease it. Let's agree with Dr. Ratio. He was kind of antagonistic in the quest, but you know. Gets me a point in the countdown. I think we were going into an occurrence. Let's just do this. And this one isn't limited once per floor like the last one. I thought it might be. Didn't really put it in my path, but we were going to occurrence. Oh, that's disappointing though. Because in that first floor, it's just so much less in your control whether or not you can get in that target value. But, oh well. Forced to fight, okay. So it's just a combat node. Aw, these guys. These guys are genuinely obnoxious, because that world culture shock thing it does. This is actually another reason why I think... I was using Jingli with Topaz for a while, actually. Because all of these guys have ice and fire, and they just destroy this fight.
And awaken.
Whereas here, if we want quantum weakness on anything, we have to use Silverwolf. But we can also probably just target down the elite. But if he absorbs all the points and then blasts you with that attack, it hurts a lot. He fired someone. Can you imagine if that's what happened every time he got fired?
By the order of the execute the Marastruck!
We came together.
I mean, this fight even more just makes me think I should be using Jingliuti. Because I'm really enjoying Mono Quantum, genuinely. I like the comp.
Specimen sighted.
And I do feel like it's pretty much the only type you really want to be
Yang.
using Mono on right now. In the game's lifespan.
It's time.
But I'd be super afraid of this encounter if all of them were more tanky and we couldn't just kill that main guy in a couple turns. There's a high chance of someone getting blasted even through Fushuan passive. So I want to copy this adventure domain and go double adventure. And it is like abundance, then you get 1 point if you go into a domain with knowledge. I feel like I'm about to embarrass myself again. How many do we have? The thing with Desolation is that with the current comp, because we just don't have that many super frequent hits, like follow-up attacks, the only one we do have is Shui Yi's passive with the 8 stacks, and it's not like we're proccing that super often. But we still should probably look for it. It's better than not having it. I'm down with the ultimate shield. Let's see. I mean, the first one's really easy to dodge. It's weird to me too, because you think you can move all the way to the outside of the circle, and you definitely cannot. So... Oh, nope. I realized last second. I probably could have stayed right here, actually. Great. I don't know if I'm just dumb. I'm usually pretty good with these types of things. But it is actually hurting my brain trying to figure this out in 3 seconds. Ah, if I hadn't messed up that one too, I knew it! That I could have, that I needed to move up here. You saw me move for a split second, but I realized it too late. That's okay. A lot of the Destruction Blessings just don't synergize well with Fushuan. I'm down with the massive amount of energy though, regen. Our ults are pretty powerful. Even Lynx's, once she's forced to use it, Lynx's ult is good to have up ASAP. Because she actually does want to use that for debuff removal. Right, this is a Barrel Destruction. So this is the one that I've never... Let's go for the Eidolon levels. I don't think I have max on any of these. Well, I definitely don't on the 5 stars. I have no idea what my Lynx Eidolon is. This is one that I'm going to bring Kafka for, but I don't think I've ever... No, I think I did it once. But it was like a super good setup. But we have the, Wait.
Let's skip the...
Don't we have the movement speed relic too? And we get the extra time because of our collectible? This is probably going to proc. You get an extra 50% time, right? And we have... Okay, yeah, we should be able to do this. Yep, that's what I thought. Alright, next fight could be a little sketchy. But yeah, on this one, I feel like I always get really, really close. And then there was one time I think I got really lucky.
Does that hurt?
I believe Technique hits all of them here. Yep. Oh, wow. Yeah, that extra 50% time limit makes this much more comfortable. I wonder if without the Shattered Star collectible, though, how close this would have been. Because that is 20% movement speed. Wait, I missed one. Where? Wait, what? Wait, where? What? Wait, what? That is incredibly... I have no idea where I missed it. I'd have to... I'm gonna kick myself when I look back at the recording. That was super free, too. That's upsetting. Oh, man. I must have just missed one with Kafka technique. Oh, that's a bummer. Because that's a free, collectible, or whatchamacallit. I keep calling them collectibles. Whatever these are. Dang it. That was super free. I'm sad. We are going immediately to an elite fight too, aren't we? We have, no, we have Link's ult up. We should be safe. We just gotta make sure to use that immediately before someone gets dumpstered.
Look happy to see us.
Yin and yang.
Oh!
All things in this world have their laws.
I didn't put Lynx back in my team. This is, not good.
A quick divination.
I want to use Silver Wolf technique before I start spamming their ults. We have some talents that give a little bit of HP. That is incredibly awkward.
Order of the execute the Marastruck.
Nah, she didn't even put down Quantum weakness there. Oh my goodness. At least we can make use of the lightning weakness here.
Time to say bye.
That is such an awkward mistake. First, we missed the easy adventure domain by 1 because I'm not paying attention. Then we forget.
Admit this crime?
Oh boy. We have to use basic attack here because the Matriarch has to be refreshed.
The Marastruck came together as one.
I will say the ultimate damage bonus on Erudition, you can feel. Oh wait, it just put lightning weakness on because we have... Okay. Dang. I need to pay more attention. I'm just still just reeling over the fact that I forgot to put my healer in and I messed that domain up.
More
That's
enemies.
so sad.
This combat needs.
It's okay, we're safe.
This is double speed.
I was spamming my 4 key where Lynx was when we entered the fight and I was like, why does it say there's no energy? And then I looked down and saw the picture and whew, that could have been bad. Break effect is good here. Right, that's... I wonder if Lynx did lose the, the HP off ticket. Okay. Move to any domain with knowledge. I mean, to be honest, there isn't really a domain with knowledge that I care to go to. Because of the countdown, we might as well go to everyone here, though.
Be watchful, always.
Now we spam 4. Because if I went through all that and then Lynx dies, it would be very sad.
Far away.
Oh man. The thing is, though, it didn't matter in this run. This could be lethal. If I make these kind of stupid mistakes, I should have ulted first. If I make these kind of stupid mistakes that, like, if there is actually a plus 15, it's gonna kill me.
Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
I do think it's cool. I wonder if they're going to add any more ults that directly mention
Creation.
that pretty much everyone plays in double speed. Because the ult animations are really good. But, I mean, I think I talked about it our first stream of this game on Wednesday where it does become disruptive to gameplay even in a turn-based game.
It's time.
And it's why I just think they don't make like
See through you.
5-10 second long bursts in Genshin. Because it'd be bad. It would not be healthy for gameplay, I don't think.
More enemies.
The Brandon of that to me just kind of reminds me of the Dewdrop from Abundance, where it's nice to have, it's a little bit of extra damage, but kind of like meh. Let's go double elite here. I was going to do this, but I think double elite's obviously more value. I don't know though, I might be underestimating just how much damage you are getting off of the extra ultimate damage here. Because it seems very powerful, and at this point I'd be willing to grab that. Part of what feels so bad about grabbing that tooth, even though it's a lot of extra crit damage, I'm still moving here, is that a lot of times if you grab it on the boss node, you miss out on the chance to get it immediately, like get a curio or whatnot immediately afterwards at the beginning of the next floor,
A quick divination.
which does feel really bad. I also just need to stop forgetting. Because I've messed around with Mono Quantum before with Zila. Zila does want to hold her ult. I think for Silver will put Quantum Weakness down, it doesn't matter
Gather as one.
with Jueyi's ult.
Think something bit me.
So I could have used her skill and get a little bit of energy back.
Time for a buzz.
Okay, well she didn't do it.
It's time.
Fine.
No air mistakes a Mara struck.
Oh, did she keep her passive stacks between fights? Huh. That's actually really helpful. I did not think that was the case. Alright, round 2, Silver, do it. There we go.
This is double speed.
I will say, I'm surprised when I play Silverwolf at how rarely it feels like I use her ult. Because a lot of times I feel like, similar to how Fushuan only uses technique when she's refreshing her E, I feel like I am not using
You could have surrendered.
Silverwolf technique very often. Like, even though none of the other enemies here have Quantum Weakness, it doesn't matter enough for me to be using it.
Can I have fun this time?
I mean, I could, but...
Time for a buzz.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. This is one of the blessings that they're called Curios, not collectibles. Collectibles are Arknights. Curios effect, where you get just that extra little buff. And you could go for all these blessings, like Elation's follow-up attack damage, you know, yada yada. But let's refresh this, or re-roll this. Hey look, it's my favorite blessing. I don't even know if that blessing's necessarily good, because it can mess up things like if you're fighting Bug Boss. It can mess up your setup for it, but I really like it because it makes single target fighters feel a little bit less bad. Because our only true AoE in this team, or natural AoE, sorry, is Jueyi E and Fushuan ult. And Fushuan ult doesn't really do that much damage. It's not useless, but it's not that much. Let's actually open with Silverwolf here. Although I just realized we didn't save any technique points for the next fight. That's fine. And I remembered this time. That's such a cool animation. Maybe next time we'll play it in 1x. Because she, like, uses those chains that she used to save the Trailblazer, right? In the special event, I forgot.
Combat needs optimizing. This is double
But she
speed.
throws it so hard as it pierces them and it breaks
All
the
things in
chains
this world have
and just slams into them.
This
Such a cool
combat
animation.
needs- This is double speed.
But honestly, looking at how this ultimate damage affects, I do genuinely think that I might... Assuming you can unlock the Path of Erudition in Basic Simulated Universe, I might use it on my general auto clears over Destruction. Destruction does give you a lot of HP, some shielding and such, but because of how poorly it synergizes with Fushuan, because it forces her to use passive every time you use Resonance, I might use Erudition. Let's see. I mean, at this point we have 15 of these. I think one more gives us... One more should give us our last Resonance here, so why not? Never mind. Do we already have it? Am I blind? Well, let's see. What were these ones? Abundance restores HP for all enemies, and... Oh, do all units advance Resonance action? It removes 4 debuffs. I think that debuff removal would count for Silverwolf's, like, bug talent. I don't think it would affect her Quantum Weakness implantation. Hunt is wind damage. All units advance forward. Deals damage to allies with HP below 50%. It's crit race. Okay. So Hunt basically, I think... Assuming it doesn't... Can I click it, please? Stay. I'm gonna do this. It's greedy. But I don't want my debuffs removed. And I think as long as... Like below 50%, right? Fushuan's never gonna be below 50%.
By the order of the ten, execute the Marastruck!
I forgot to play that.
That's it.
Stay focused.
Here we go.
Quick
Lynx
motion.
took some solid damage there. I might just have her use skill this round.
Time for a plunge. This is double speed.
Or I could just have her use burst, that's fine.
No air misty the Marstruck.
All things in the human creations. To travel far.
We're gonna punch through this first phase pretty fast.
Motor
This
function
combat
restored.
needs. This is double speed.
You
I
can
do wonder if we
surrender.
should be focusing Gepard's buddies here. In the other phases I usually do, but a lot of times I'm also bringing actual, you know, area damage. That attack does hurt.
It's
I mean, so
time.
much of the damage is transferred to Fushuan. It's similar to how, you know, healing affects blasting. If you use Natasha Burst, everyone's pretty much full HP, because every single one of those simultaneous heals blast to the other three. So I'd assume it's kind of that same effect, but the damage that Fushuan absorbs. Wait, I remembered this time.
By the order of the Ten Lords.
I'm so excited to meet the other Ten Lords Commission judges. Because now that we know, you know, the three that we know are just all very unique individuals. And I believe it was either her or Hanya that says every one of the Ten Lords have similar afflictions in one of their voice lines. I'm curious to see what it'll be.
Marstruck.
But she combines her two little, like, I think they're one-sided daggers, attaches the chain to it, hucks it at him, and then just blasts him. That's so cool.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, if we're not careful, Fushuan may get just one bop later on.
No air misty the Marstruck.
She really does not like the Mara
Combat
Struck,
needs
huh?
This is double speed.
I've been thinking about that. Every voice line she has in battle is just execute the Mara Struck, no amnesty for the Mara Struck. Man, I wouldn't
You can't hurt me.
try not to curse in streams, but I just imagine her coming out of nowhere just like, F you, Mara Struck.
On my command.
Go to hell, Mara Struck. Like,
Focused.
just be funny.
Time to finish this.
I don't think they'd put that in the game, though, because
Quick
it's still...
divination. Gather as one.
These games are like for...
Human creations.
I don't know, like, I've been thinking about that too recently. This is a bit of a random tangent, as with a lot of the things I say. But certain games only have to appeal to certain, like, demographics, right? And it does vary from game to game. For example, I started playing... Like, I played Pokemon when I was a kid.
Yin and yang.
And I started playing it again recently. And it's been enjoyable, you know? Like, kind of like a good walk down memory lane.
Do you admit this crime?
But I have friends that have played it the entire time, and they need to match that demographic from... I should use this.
Execute the
But there's that demographic from people that played all the way back in Gen 1
To travel far away.
that still play, all the way to people that this is... Like, Gen 9, I think, is where I was told it was at. You know, it goes all the way spanning that entire audience. Whereas, like, other popular games, like Baldur's Gate has been really popular. Baldur's Gate doesn't need to appeal to a younger audience for the most part.
Time for a plunge.
Just interesting
It's
thoughts.
time.
Those late night thoughts that you have that you just think and... I don't know. I have those a lot. But that fight could be dangerous. Like, especially if, like, above 5 going to, like, 15, it keeps buffing and buffing and buffing enemies. The only way Fushuan dies is if either, you know, especially with the healer up, is pretty much if she gets one shot through the Matrix from absorbing AoE damage. And Gepard is one of the dangerous ones, I feel like. Hey, that's helpful. There's the Doctor's Robe, sure. 40% damage on the Path to Resonance isn't bad. Alright, let's see. But it is interesting to see that, I wonder what the Abundance Dice is like then. Or taking Abundance Paths, because what it feels like they did was instead of linking those map effects to each path, it's just the dice. So anytime I want, I could go for the high blessings. I actually think this dice feels pretty good. But we also haven't seen just how much that, whatchamacallit, when you go down below 0 on the countdown truly affects things. Ow. I just bumped my mic with my head. Alright, free blessing resets a little bit late. Enhancing one's a little bit. Let's just take 2 random enhancements. It's not bad. And then we could buy a blessing from... We can't buy that. I was looking for a elation blessing for the path resonance. That's fine. If there's a nihility one, there is not. I was gonna say we could also do that. Just take this. Okay, so it's 14. Oh, you know what? I was dumb, but this counts the path resonance in this 18. That's why I was confused. I was like, surely by 14, 15 it's supposed to be. Oh, that's not helpful. So ultimately for this one, I think the really dangerous part is going to be when we get that hunt activation. Because if anyone's below half health, it's gonna hurt. Alright, I don't even think we need to worry about bringing Kafka here. We also don't have any technique points, so... There's only a couple points that I think Kafka really speeds this up with an AoE technique. Like, this spot here is one of them. I think you can get in the middle of these tents here and speed it up. But when you have the increased movement speed, Curio, it really does help with these. I'm still kicking myself in the back of my head for missing that one earlier. That was so dumb of me. Because that one's so hard to do. So this is basically just Silver Wolf, right? Technique. The nullification is nice. It's a one-time debuff, but I don't even think we have that many fights aside from the last one left, so let's take that. It might save us some skill points early. It's recovering a skill point, because that now includes ultimates. Not bad. Copy a domain. I'm going to copy... Please don't... Okay. I was afraid it would take over this, and that would have been very awkward. What have we got? Tempting and tantalizing. I believe... I always forget. Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe this is a new blessing. Fighting spirit stacks are just strong. That's another thing, maybe they have, but I've wondered if they'll ever nerf fighting spirit stacks, because it's just so generally reliable. Like, you can never go wrong with fighting spirit stacks, because they reduce the damage that you take so much. And that ties into the defense talk we were talking about earlier. Maybe the defense... Oh, sure. What have we got? Follow-up attacks give aftertaste. If I remember correctly, that's... Yeah. Random damage. I'm actually going to re-roll this. That could be good. We could also go with fighting. Because it said that the enemy path resonance does more damage if we're below 50%. So if we get stuck below 50% when that hits, we also have that extra effect here. And we're going to go up to, what is that? About 160, I think. % ulti damage. It's not bad. We can't enhance anything. I forgot how many fragments we had. That's good. We got the 1 combat buff as well right here. That's helpful. We could reroll, but we could also just take... I mean, it gives us this. And that is still useful. It's just the actual blessings I didn't feel like were super useful. So using the ultimate, so that's the extra ultimate we are getting largely on Silver Wolf earlier. Or we could just get general more damage. I believe these blessings usually cap at like 5, and then when you enhance them, they go more. Because I remember the destruction one, it's like something % up to 5 times. Because it'd be really broken. And they'd probably have to adjust the percentage accordingly if we could just go, cool, we have 20 blessings. You know? This also wouldn't be bad. I'm going to do this just because this feels kind of infrequent. Alright, and then all enemy speed is reduced. Remove the effect. Oh, okay. So with the option between just completely getting rid of the resonance extrapolation and reducing enemy speed. The thing is, I feel like I like the quantum weakness here, and I don't actually mind this as much, and the speed reduce is nice, but it's the true sting. So we're gonna do this. The true sting and I do not get along.
Be watchful. Always. Infallible.
I'm going to... What is... Quantum damage to all enemies. Okay, I couldn't remember if that also pierced enemies' weakness. In that case... Well... We have the Curio, right? Where is it? Yeah, Punk Lord mentality. I'm curious how this interacts with Punk Lord, because I wasn't paying attention earlier. It does not reduce that weakness, because it has to apply Quantum, right?
That's it.
So I was
Order of
curious.
the Ten Lords, execute the Marastruck!
All
And,
things
like,
in
I
this
know
world
people
should
really
know
love, like,
creation.
Kafka, Jing Yuan, I think, and Blade are very popular. All of the, to be fair, all of the
Marastruck, a quick divination.
Stellaron hunters are very popular in this game.
This combat needs Optima.
But,
This is double speed.
man, I wish she was a 5-star. I would have happily pulled for a 5-star Jue. And maybe we'll get an altar later. Just the existence of Imbibitor Lune opened up so many doors for a lot of people's thinking on this game. Because Genshin doesn't have altars. But Honkai Impact 3rd loves altars. So, you know.
Commencing research.
Let's do this because it'll still... She's not... Oh. Yeah, that didn't do much damage. Like, the thought is right, she's not going to do much damage to these. Might as well get the toughness break for this. These might explode. Because she has to use technique.
Awaken.
Although they're fast enough to go again before it. I think maybe, the more and more I play, the more and more I think maybe I'm just underestimating the value of speed. Because I knew it'd be
Can I have
generally
fun
helpful,
this time?
but I didn't... Oh, it's taunted. That's not good. Yeah, those are gonna blow up. I think we can be greedy. Oh, nice. I think we can be greedy and hold Fushuan's...
Order of the Ten Lords,
Not Fushuan.
execute
Me and
the
names, man.
Marastruck!
Hold Lynx's burst for after that explodes.
By the order of the execute the Marastruck!
Oh, she messed that guy up. Or a robot, I suppose. Go ahead and use this immediately.
Creations.
It just... It's not bad damage. It's just not enough that I feel like I should not just be using it on cooldown when I'm missing points on her passive.
More enemies.
Because that really is
Time
just
for
the only way
fun.
you find yourself in real bad trouble.
The Marastruck.
Alright, phase 3.
This combat needs
Go ahead and
Optima.
blast this one.
This is double speed.
I do feel like, and I don't know if
Order
this is
of
the way other
Ten
people
Lords,
feel,
execute the
because sometimes I think these strategies are great ideas, and then nobody else does it because it's not. But I really do feel like focusing on summoners is always the way to go. Even if like the remaining enemy is one like the other one that does so much damage by comparison. If you don't have heavy AoE, and even if you do, sometimes it just... I'm more afraid of the summoner spamming enemies and turning it into a battle of attrition
Commencing research.
than dealing with the one singular enemy that I can play around their turn.
You can't hurt me. Can I have fun this time for a fun?
Here it is. That is going to be, like, you're going to have to pay a lot of attention to that later on. Like, it advances every time you take action. And I do wonder if that counts follow-up attacks and such, because if it does, that's real bad. It's also kind of bad for, like, Zila teams, where Zila gets that extra turn. That definitely counts. Like, there's no way Zila doesn't count.
More enemies. This combat needs... This is double speed. Yin and yang.
You could have surrendered.
You could have I wonder...
Execute the Marastruck!
Oh. Alright, not too bad. I'm a big fan of that team. I think it's fun to use. But it's definitely going to need some tweaks. I definitely need to make my Lynx's artifacts not terrible. Like, they're not... I think she even has, like, a quantum damage piece, actually. And at the end of the day... Like, I wasn't even really... I think I used her burst once, and it was on herself because of the Galactic Lotto. Like, you could probably get away with just running another quantum character, Xingque or Seela, and being really greedy if you get Healing Effects Blast. But there's no guarantee, and then you don't have debuff removal. So as boring as it is, that's probably the way to go. So do we want speed or path? You know, I keep talking about how fast some of the enemies are. Let's go speed. Upgrade 1 blue slot. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we really haven't messed around with dice customization. But today I'd like to do at least 2 more runs. That run was actually a little bit faster, I think, funnily enough. But we have to do difficulty 4, and then I want to try difficulty 5. Let's go Mono Quantum Area Edition. And then I'm going to swap around my light cones via On the Fall of an Eon to Jingliu, and we'll try Remembrance Cheese for 5. In fact, before we do that, for the sake of exactly what I was saying, let's take a look at Lynx's artifacts, and let's look at their light cones. He has Shared Feeling. I need to level up Quid Pro Quo. I just keep forgetting to do it. This one's Outgoing Healing when using skill regenerates through energy. She used skill light twice. Max HP, increase Outgoing Healing. I mean, the 12 max HP is still probably worth more. Okay, let's do this for now. We'll have to remember that we also need to switch our healer light cone back as well. Take a look. Does she actually? She does. And I don't think I have a piece for this set. I really do need to farm artifacts. That's honestly what it comes down to. I spend so much time farming trace materials that I just end up not having what I need for characters. And it's not that quantum damage isn't somewhat helpful, because it's still the type of damage she does. It's not very helpful. I don't have a HP piece, except for the one on... Well, that's not even a good piece. My artifacts are so bad. Do I have a better piece of this set? I don't want to take artifacts from other characters. That's probably the thing to do, but it always bothers me. And that's probably why I don't have enough, because you can only use up to 8 characters in MOC. Where is that set? Is it Wandering Cloud? It is. Outgoing Healing Boost. Okay, you know what? Let's give up our pride and just switch over some of Huahua's artifacts. Although she has... Does she have Longevous Disciple? Oh, I gave her... Oh, okay. I know you can put sets on as well. That one doesn't even have HP. Why are my artifacts so bad? For all of my characters. Like, look, none of these artifacts are good. I was just stacking max HP. Oh boy. Does she have, okay. Yeah. That is ugly, but we'll do it. I can't switch the other one because I think, well, never mind. Okay. How much did I overall increase our HP? That's quite a bit. That is quite a bit. And then let's look at relics. It's the one I had to level. This one wasn't a good piece. It was just the only Talia Quantum piece I had. But we are using as our main DPS. So, not much, but it's something. My Fushuan's got full artifacts. What's this? That is... Ugh. Avert your eyes. I gotta farm. That's what I gotta do. I have spent a lot of time too. It just... Like I've mentioned earlier, I have like 40 transient resin. You just collect them over time if you're not using it on cooldown in Genshin. Whereas in this mode, I have none. You know, not this mode, in Star Rail. I have none. It just... It feels pretty bad, but it is what it is. I'm actually, before we do this, let's unban Remembrance and maybe ban You know, funnily enough, I think no, because we want Healing Effects Blast. Propagation, the only one we were taking was Basic Attacks Blast, which isn't super helpful. Hunt is nice for the extra crit, as well as the extra energy. Destruction are just generally good blessings. We could even get rid of Resonance. Let's get rid of Propagation. As much as I love Basic Attacks Blast, it's the only thing we were using. And then I am going to go for the countdown dice. Let's see what other dice faces we can put in. Oh, this is a purple one now. So Knowledge to 3 planes I think is good. What is this one? Knowledge to 1 domain adjacent to each domain. Okay, that's also fine. These are both very similar to the abundance path we were talking about from Swarm. Moving to any domain with knowledge. The only issue with this one is I don't think you can move backwards. So if I had one behind me that I missed out on, I can't get it. I do like this. That's pretty good. The copy domain is very nice. One random domain is just generally okay. It can be upgraded to purple though. Trotter Blessings could be good. Oh. Domain with knowledge into adventure. I like the idea of that, because we could just bring Kafka again as a secondary character. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna have to really take some time to look through all these and make an okay dice. This one could be really good if you're not using the extra countdown dice, because then you could skip a couple rows if there's nothing useful. Beacons and domains with knowledge. I'm also wondering if there's any... The speed is okay when you can get it, but... Characters using attacks will deal additional lasting for 5 turns. So that's a quick clear perk. I just think it's okay to stay with these. Oh, did that save? It did, okay. This one in particular I think will be very nice. Because sometimes those random, you know, putting knowledge on random domains just doesn't work. We need to go... What? So the first domain's pretty much just anything. Then it's highly positive and highly negative. That's gotta be super obnoxious to do. What we'll probably end up doing if I do it on stream is once we've gotten to an okay point in difficulty, we just go to the easy difficulty and we spam try and get these done. I feel like that's usually a pretty safe way of going about it. What's this? Jellyfish on the staircase. Loses all dice roll attempts. Making a reroll will no longer consume a dice reroll attempt. If it's rolled more than... Okay. So basically we lose all reroll attempts, but we get one per attempt. Like one per dice roll. And then if you do it a second time, you lose it. That sounds really cool. I'm getting this because I want to go adventure domains. It makes such a difference, it's nuts. That 20% speed is just... Ooh. Alright. Weakness break efficiency. These are... If we're going for that path resonance, which it is nice, it's not dot focused, right? With erudition, the weakness break efficiency ones are the ones to get. What do we got? Very nice. Ultimate deals more damage. Perfect. Ultimate crit rate, follow-up attack. I like the idea of recovering skill points. We are kind of delaying our path resonance. That's fine. We saw in the last few times, we were getting ridiculous amounts no matter what. That's unfortunate, because I kind of want the elite with the beacon, but I also want this reward domain. Let's move to this occurrence and see where the beacons go. That's not good. Hey, that's really good, though. That means we can get all 3. It's so hard, though, like I was saying last time, I think, to... Hey, we didn't get the lotto that could kill us again. I totally would have taken it, but Could have been bad. That's what I was hoping for. Where'd it put it? Good. So, you know, hopefully it doesn't shuffle again. But because of the dice we're using, we can get away with going to everything extra. And we did see on the Gepard fight in the last fight, there was potential for us to lose on the last difficulty. So it does not hurt to be safe. Wow, that blasted him. What?
That's it.
Yeah, what? I won! That's good. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. It just, the countdown dice I feel like is never a bad way to go. It's just maybe not the most optimal. And it also takes a very long time.
By the order of the execute the Marastruck!
Came together. Converge and awaken.
Maybe I should just ult spam.
Creations. Can I have fun this
I always
time?
feel like on these early
Time for a
fights,
buzz.
I sit there and think, okay, I'm not going to use my ults. And then I realize none of the early fights really, you don't really need to save them
Do you
for.
admit this crime?
Yeah.
Execute the Marastruck!
Came
I
together.
still think though, you know, talking about like the chain effect, one of the coolest ults in all of the Hoyoverse games has gotta be Senti's from Honkai Impact 3rd. It's like, she like starts doing like a maniacal laugh, right? And then like the entire world, like the plane she's on goes into that sphere, and then she crushes it with like all the chains. It's nuts. Looks so cool. Alright, I think we have 3... I could check. I'm pretty sure we have 3 Elation Blessings already. So, we just need to get our Path Resonance activated here.
Be watchful. Always.
Spirit be gone!
That's it. This combat needs optimize. This is double speed.
But so many of the designs, like Silverwolf's design is so cool. And it's another example that I don't know...
A quick divination.
I can't remember if there's anything similar in HI3 specifically, but in Genshin you can't.
Time for a buzz.
I keep mentioning, but it's the difference of completely different genres of games and style. They can do a lot more modern like designs and it makes sense in Star Rail. You're not going to have a futuristic character outside of maybe Fontaine. And even then,
Gather as one.
right, like we found in Fontaine things like cameras were still like pretty modern for that world base. So if somebody showed up with video games, it'd be
All
something.
things in this world- Human creations.
No one missed the Marastruck!
Specimen sighted.
The weird thing with Shui passive is it almost feels sometimes like maybe you should do less weakness break damage.
Time for a buzz.
Because when you just completely weakness break them like this, you're not stacking up her passive. I think that would have made sense, and maybe that's an Eidolon. Because attacking a weakness broken enemy just doesn't stack that up, and it feels kind of bad.
This is double speed.
I could see that being like a
Do you
C6
admit
though,
this crime?
and it would genuinely feel worth it enough, I think,
More
because that would be
enemies.
very powerful.
A quick divination.
She goes again, we can get away with it. Yeah. Because we apply Quantum Weakness Break and it delays action.
By the order of execute the Marastruck!
Converge and awaken.
In fact, that might have even saved a turn.
Time for a buzz.
But there's so many other things too, like Silverwolf I thought you'd need effect hit rate,
Commencing research.
and I don't think it usually is a problem. But you would think with the way her
Human creations.
passive works as well as the weakness implants, it would be very important. And maybe it is, but I've not really noticed it ever failing to plant the bug.
You could have threatened.
Like, I think we saw once in last run where the enemy didn't have quantum weakness and it didn't put it on. But even then, I think it still did do something like that. All three of these are... Here, we grab this. I know we still don't have Path Resonance, but now we have 3 decent, like, non-dot-oriented Nihility Blessings. We do only have 2 Elation. Now we can just focus on Erudition. That's not super helpful, but... I don't know if we can get to positive here unless we go to this node here. Going down, and it really helps us out. Loneliness, Beauty Bugs, 3 Little Pig. It's gotta be Triple Trotter, right? Assuming we can get it. I don't know why you would ever just leave. Even if you fail to kill any of them, it's still no harm, no foul, you know? We're not gonna kill the middle one.
Double speed.
That's kind of what I was talking about. We can't just brute force it.
You could have surrendered.
So we definitely focus the second and third.
By the order of the 10 lords, execute the Mars.
Because you can't weakness break that middle one, it's just so hard to kill it reliably.
You took the bait. Time for a buzz.
Nice too that you don't have to use Fushu on
More enemies. Time for
Fushu
a
on
buzz.
technique at all in
Do
this
you
encounter
admit
too,
this crime?
because it doesn't do anything.
Ice
And if we
blue-
time this right too, we'll get Silver Wolf. Immediately afterwards. And it wasn't. Never mind. I was thinking we'd have a burst, but it's not even necessary.
Some insect.
Nice. Alright, so we have the ultimate, right? Yes, so let's grab an Elation Blessing here. Increases gradually. I wonder if that affects every single hit of Shui passive. And this also, if it's number of enemies hit with ultimates, we have 1 AoE ultimate. Let's try this. I wonder if we'd even be able to tell, to be fair. But this should give us all 3, right? That's what I thought. Very nice. And now, unless we get offered, like, Dissociation or something, we definitely just put our focus down on Erudition Blessings, like we were saying. Alright, tell me you can get plus 20. Thank you. I said we had one thing just randomly occur that just sank that. Let's take the cheat chance. That'll give us the opportunity to put down a bunch of our special nodes immediately in the next fight. I don't think we need the speed. Alright, what have we got? Nice. Imaginary and physical. To be fair, I think at least a couple of the endgame bosses, the bugs definitely naturally have quantum weakness, but this is sad. I also don't think we've seen ice, but I feel like ice weakness was also very common. I'd have to pull up a list or just remember all of the endgame bosses, because then I could see, because if, like, 3 of them have quantum weakness, or even 2, you know, I think I've seen 3 different ones so far, then it would make no sense for it to be here. But that also is kind of a nerf towards the ones that have to look for this. In either case, let's do this, because I think this one has the enemies that revive, which is obnoxious.
There's evil ahead. 100%
And I do think if they don't have quantum weakness, Silver Wolf technique is usually
That's it.
good to get that bug down immediately.
By the order of the execute the Marastruck.
Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze.
Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
No one missed the Marastruck.
All things human creations.
Oh, we got Silver Wolf. I need to pay more attention to the brain in a jar down here.
This is double speed.
Because it's not like it's random. You can see the stacks build up and know when you're going to get double ulti.
It's time.
And I just haven't been playing around it, if we're being honest.
Through you. Converge and awaken.
No reason
Time
not
for a
to.
buzz.
Do you admit this crime?
I really am wondering though
I think
if I
some
needed to bring Lynx. Sean is just so powerful. We literally haven't used the Lynx's ability or ult yet. We're only on the first floor. But like, if that doesn't go to show how strong Bushuan's defensive capabilities are, I don't know what does.
It's time.
What do we got? Erudition, the res pen bonus. It's hard because, like, without knowing the full math behind the game and such, and I'm sure people do calculate this out, I really do feel like any pen's got to be so helpful. I'm just going to click a random one here. We did get the bonus reward. I'm going to do this because it's bothering me. I grabbed the, pass here. The battle pass and the monthly pass in these games I feel like is always just really good value. Beyond that, you know, but what I wanted to see was what Eidolons will get. So we get skill level 2 on Shui, which is helpful. I wanted to pull for more cons, but I know there's a lot of good characters coming up, and I don't want to run the risk of ruining Pity. I know some people don't worry about that at all, and depending on luck it doesn't matter, but it would really stink. Knowledge effect increases crit damage by 30, that's not bad. Using your ultimate attack, you regenerate 7 energy for every debuff. 5 times in each use of her ultimate. That's interesting. So energy gain. Lynx's resist debuff. Extra energy after ult. Extra skill damage essentially. And then extra crit damage. That's not bad. Obviously for some people it's 4 stars and maybe even 5 stars. 1 extra Eidolon doesn't do much. But 5-star Eidolons are usually made to be extremely powerful, and even 4-star Eidolons are nice. So here's where things are going to get wonky, because like we were saying, even if I can get to plus 20 something, I think the last one was negative. And the last floor, it's not like it's a big floor to have a lot of changes. Alright, Herta, I would like a Curio. A really nice one, please. Yeah, sure. Alright, I'm going to cheat and do the 3 random domains here. Might help, might not, but getting quantity on the field I think is good. I think what I'm going to do, and maybe the domains are shuffle and whatnot, is I'm going to go here, adventure domain, and maybe like this, you know, so I can get both of these to affect the countdown, actually all 3. And then if it doesn't end up being necessary, we could go for the Elite Trotter Blessing.
100%
I didn't mean to do that. I don't think it's necessary for a run-of-the-mill enemy to use her technique. I will, however, happily do that.
By the order of the
And
execute
this.
the Marastruck! By the order of the execute the Marastruck!
But I mean, even if it's not on like the same scale, the ability to ignore weakness is just...
together as
I
one.
can't get over how awesome that is.
Can I have fun this time for a buzz?
Like, it's what makes Silverwolf so good, but Silverwolf suffers from the consistency of, if you're not mono quantum, you may not get the weakness you want. You know, obviously, like, if the enemy has, if you're a dual team,
More enemies.
like, I talked about how I think Ruon Mei may do very well in a half ice, half quantum, to make use of this, but,
Time for a buzz.
you know. And actually, speaking of Ruon Mei, maybe that's who I should run with Jingliu. I completely forgot about her. Okay, we need erudition. I will take any at this point, so that we can get these, resonance formations. Random one, that's fine. That's incredibly helpful. I was not expecting that. A, that's helpful too. Alright, interact with the compass. Press the stop button and the currently marked ring will gradually stop spinning based on its rotation speed. When all the rings have stopped, the more hands pointing towards the same straight line. Okay, so it's, they added more adventures. I felt like the old ones were pretty consistent. The one on the space station was really hard to do. Like I said, I'd done it like once perfectly, but the trotters, if you have Kafka, were ridiculously easy. Alright, so am I trying to Oh. That's not what I thought it was gonna do. Okay, so I actually was thinking it would stop instantly, and I was looking at this one. So, whoop. Did I get it? Okay, okay. Stop. I messed it up. Okay. That'll take a little bit of timing. I do think that one you could get to be pretty consistent. But we do miss out on the Curio because we missed that last one. I thought I gave it enough speed, but it's a smaller circle, so more speed equals more distance. That's okay. You'll always have at least one, though, because you have to line up at least one with one ending. Okay, that's fine. Delaying action is okay, because that counts as ultimates. I don't mind that, though. Ooh, copy. I think we're looking okay on these domains. Let's copy this elite. That's unhelpful. Dang it. Let's see how this cognition treats us, though, because if we can get enough off this node, then it may not even be necessary to go to another one. Perfect. It's going to be hard to get down to negative now, but that's perfect. And that was the one we had earlier where I thought the second one wasn't available. It was just Repair Curio. We'll take another copy. You want to not do it? Okay. Guess we're going quad elite. That's fine. And we'll get one more,
Always, spirit be gone.
one more of those special notes to see if we can't get close to plus 20 in general.
That's it.
Because I'd like to get the bonus rewards. Because I'm assuming that has to do with long-term unlocks.
No one misses the Marstruck.
It's still going to be obnoxious.
Marstruck.
And so will 4 elites. You know, it's unlikely, I would say, but it's still possible. Let's save ults for when it gets back up.
More enemies. Time for a plunge.
Use technique.
It's time.
I never know quite what to do with Silver Wolf when they do naturally have the weakness you're looking for.
This is double speed.
Because it's still more energy regen for her ult, and it is still more damage. But it's a skill point consumed that's not doing anything because she applies the debuff anyways.
All things in human creations.
I gotta say too, Fushuan's animation looks so cool. Like, they do a really good job with ult animations, just making them look very unique.
Time for a plunge.
I mean, I think one of my favorites is still the orbital laser from Himeko. And I do want to build my Himeko. I have her at like level 70, but I don't have any artifacts for her. And that's ultimately the problem, is sometimes you can just swap out artifacts from other characters, but it's not always a one-to-one solution.
Commencing research.
Nice. Okay, that's one elite down. Where are my... I have 800 fragments. Yeah, I was gonna say, we're re-rolling till we get erudition blessings. That's fine. It should apply towards... yeah. The further you move on to, those random ones go up in value because there's significantly less. Even if you only go to 1, the number it can actually apply to is much lower on random chance. Oh, it's the revenge one.
Yin and yang.
I will say too, her starting with 1 proc of that is so much better than... oh my goodness.
Converge and awaken.
If Fushuan didn't start with any procs or passive, that would also have been a massive nerf to the character. They really did think about everything. The middle guy does do a lot of damage. I don't know if we can kill this... Actually, let me do this. I don't know if we can kill this Trotter unless we continually quantum break it. And maybe Link should even hit it. What this? Wow. Like, I hesitate because, oh, it does still attack no matter what.
Yin and yang.
This could be dangerous. This
Can
could
I have fun this time?
actually be dangerous. Let's
Time
implant
for a
Quantum.
buzz.
Yeah, it just attacks no matter what. And that thing just healed it.
Research.
I have played this fight very wrong. In fact, I hope I don't just... maybe we give up on Trotter, because we're taking a lot of damage. I'm actually even tempted to have her use Technique again, just to get those extra... Uh-oh. The extra energy. Oh no. I shouldn't have bursted. That's gonna kill Fush. What have I done? Oh no. I think I just botched this run doing that. I just completely autopiloted. And, we're not gonna talk about it. That was absolutely not going to be a problem until I just went, hey, let's ult. That is really awkward. Alright, because we failed that one, and I know my Quantum team just isn't fully invested yet, let's go ahead and switch our stuff back over. So everything that's on Lynx, wherever she is, there we go, should go back to Hua Hua. It's lower down because she's a 4-star. Yep. And we're gonna try Hyper Carry Jingliu. Alright, yep. That's the correct set. We give Jingliu her Light Cone back. I do wonder, though, how her personal Light Cone would have performed to, you know, like, Superimposition 1 compared to 4 on All in the Fall of an Eon. Because this is the one I've invested into the most as well. And let's take a look at our Ruan Mei. I could give her some defense here. I don't really want to waste my Stellaris Symphonies, but they did add in these here that are a big help as well. I really appreciate them doing that. I just can't level up these talents until Monday. Why not? Make her a little bit more survivable. Memories of the Past. I did max level, that's helpful. Her relics are just not leveled as well. I basically only chose relics that have... like, some of these don't look too bad. I did go for speed because I have her on Kingdom of Banditry, and if she reaches 145 speed, that extra 20% is nuts. However, she's not anywhere close enough right now. I'm trying to remember how much speed you get off of a fully leveled one, but I do remember you need speed off other substats, which I do not currently, which is a problem. So instead of continue to affect speed, we're just going to accept that Talia isn't active. This is actually when we leveled up Xueyi on Wednesday. This was a similar problem because we got stuck at 144. And Xueyi has speed as a substat on 2 of her artifacts. But she did end up at 147. I think we can get away with not having that break effect. It will, however, be good to level this one. I don't know how much... like, effect res is always nice, right? Not getting stunned is always a good way to start. Let's see. Flat attack isn't bad. I am going to have to do some reordering for sure. So let's go to... one thing they added in Genshin, actually, that I hope they add to Star Rail is the ability to upgrade to the next tier. Attack, okay. I could start chewing through my gold relics as well. I mean, like we talked about last time, defense percentage is just never going to be... eventually they will probably put in a defense scaling character. But until they do, I will cross that bridge when I get there. And for some reason, I have an endless chain of defense scaling artifacts. Main stat, I mean. Because we ate through a ton when we upgraded Xueyi as well. But we maxed break effect. The flat HP I do think goes a long way. It'll be nice to have her do damage though, because in Hyper Carry Jingliu, with Bushuan and Hua Hua not doing damage, any damage we can get aside from that will still probably be meaningful. But we'll see when we get there. But the HP just those base stats are still important because even through Fushuan ult, if you're just taking damage for whatever reason, you can still die. Flat attack I do think goes a longer way when you have more attack percents. It's kind of what people explained in that, like, the reason why a lot of characters take, for example, cryo damage bonus or something in Genshin, or imaginary damage bonus in Star Rail, is those multipliers being unique give more value than just stacking a little bit more attack percent. But I'm also not going to put ice damage on my Ruan Mei. It could be okay, but I got a piece with HP and double crit rate, so... And the break effect. And break effect is, from what I understand, far and away the number... Let's do this piece. The number one most important thing for Ruan Mei. Like, if you get nothing else, just stack this. But, I don't know. I mean, thinking of defense scaling characters too, we do have March 7th. But... And these are the... Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of these. Huh. What pieces did we look at here? HP attack, crit damage, break effect. That's not bad. Maybe we'll just keep the best piece of it. Crit damage, effect res. I mean, March just needs defense, and then I think she still scales off of attack, doesn't she, for her damage? We'll keep this piece. Flat attack, flat defense, crit rate, effect res. HP, break effect. Okay, we'll keep this piece. Like I was saying, I don't imagine it being... I maybe put... Nah, I put like 1 in. I don't imagine it being like a deal breaker. But it probably doesn't hurt. Oh, and we got the rewards from the... We didn't get the rewards from the event? Oh, it went away. Alright. Yeah, time to stop messing around with our... And you know what? Let's just hop straight into 5. I might do 4 off stream. Because I do think this team's strong. Like, with Remembrance Path, it's... There's enough more strength that I don't think it's a huge issue. What were the interplays, though? It's preservation and propagation. That is a bit unfortunate. What does it do? Propagation is basic attacks against enemies frozen, have 100% effect. I can't not do propagation. When the freeze effect from the path resonance is dispelled or resisted, characters gain a shield increase. Okay. That's both good enough that, similar to how Nihility wasn't affecting our Mono Quantum, I think that's still good enough that we should use it. This team maybe gets rid of this. And this, I want to say. Although Break Effect affects Ruan Mei. But I do want to narrow things down so we are getting the correct blessings. That's tough. I do think Elation definitely goes with this comp. AoE. The thing is, like, Jingliu's does a lot of AoE. She's still probably getting value out of Erudition. Destruction's generally helpful. Hunt is generally helpful. I'm actually gonna go out on a limb and get rid of Hunt. As nice as that crit rate and crit damage is, well, no, that... I'm having a crisis. None of these paths are crazy unhelpful, but we do need to narrow it down so we're getting our blessings. Maybe we just sack the extra break effect, because the other Nihility blessings won't do anything because we're going Fushuan, Jingliu, Ruan Mei, and this. We'll try it. I have only used Ruan Mei a couple times. We'll go Countdown Die. But by all logic, this should be a stronger team, but this is also going to be much tougher. What have we got? Negative 40 to so just negative. Heavy negative, then back to positive. That's the most obnoxious thing with this. Is like I was saying, the first and third floors are so small that if there's a heavy swing, either at the start or at the end, I don't know if there's a guarantee that you can get it. Alright. I do think our current dice setup could use some work. Omniscient Capsule, I feel like, is always a high starting value curio. But... Ow. I keep hitting my mic with my my pop filter. I do feel like it's gotten less value over time. Where it really shines too is giving you double technique points. Alright, what have we got? Wind. But that is really awkward.
A quick divination.
That, who would have thought that in 4 consecutive elites we got to the second one and the thing that killed us was the Flame Trotter, because the first couple times it attacked, we weren't, we didn't have the Fushuan barrier up. And then the other times, it just
I see through
it ate
you.
through our healing, and our healer, I mean, Lynx's healing is stronger than Natasha's, but it's still just not that strong. Just remember, quick refresher. Using your skill, she gains overtone. When she has overtone, increases all weakness break. That's helpful. Deals minor ice damage.
A quick divination.
Not bad. We're definitely looking for dissociation perks. Take this. Chance of frozen when they're low. Guaranteed crit after frozen is good. But we're looking for, yeah, remembrance and any generally helpful preservation perks that don't really affect shielding. That's fine. Those are generally good, and then we're looking for any propagation effects that are helpful. That propagation path resonance is gonna be nuts. But I do feel like we've seen a lot of ice weakness enemies, which is strange. Just because of how broken Remembrance was in Swarm, I did not think they would make very many ice weak enemies. Because even without it, it was strong. Lower freeze res is good. High chance of freezing them is good. Not too bad. This is a good one. I'm almost tempted to just go here, because then we get massive value on that. But what are the chances we move down here? I want this adventure. You know what? It stinks when you have a countdown dice or path and not go to every single thing possible. I still think that's the way to do it. Alright, so I'm trying to remember... Oh, crud. Okay, yeah, we're going super negative, and then we just have to find a way to get a bunch back later. Cheat chance is good. I do wonder what the character quest for Dr. Ratio will be like. Because I wasn't the biggest fan of Dr. Ratio. Okay, well now we're definitely going down. I was just not the biggest fan. He was one of those characters that seemed kind of abrasive. For the sake of being abrasive. Which, to be fair, I know is what a lot of people do, even in just, like, acting, or even, like, streaming, when people, like, play a character, funnily enough. Gain 1 3-star Blessing of Nihility and 1 random negative curio. We did this earlier, and the negative curio was really bad. But I don't know what either of these two does. Okay. We got a negative curio anyway. We should have taken the I didn't know. That's sad. Oh, why am I dumb? Alright. Well, we have the compass. Let's give this another shot. We'll try. I don't think the first one matters at all. Because it's gonna stop at one point regardless, right? Next is middle. It's moving pretty slow, so let's stop it here. Good. The fast one moves pretty fast, so I think it was... For right here, we stopped it about here, right? So let's try right across. Did I get it? No! Okay, for future reference, the center one we need to stop a little bit before half. It was moving fast. I just didn't think it was moving that fast. That's such a bummer, though. One less blessing choice is really gonna hurt us. I'm honest. I don't know if it's bad, but I'm considering restarting. I guess it only affects the ones after battle. But, that hurts, man. And we didn't even get a... That's fine. Delay on weakness break is fine.
As divined.
Dang. That hurt my feelings a little bit. I was like, okay, let's not take the negative curio, and it's like... We're giving you one anyways. I don't know if I'll be able to dodge all 6. Dodging 4 I think is fine, but dodging less than 4 is not acceptable. Because it's obviously easy to see where they go with the light beam. It's where they're connecting beyond that that's confusing me. You have to do a quick, like... I think we're safe here? Yeah. Oh, I think right here. Yep. Not what you got. Here. Yep. Oh, I have no idea. No, wait. Oh, I saw that one. It was somewhere over here. That's hard. That is legitimately hard. I wish they'd give you, like, instead of 3 seconds, even 5 or 6 would make a big difference. I don't think they necessarily need to make it easier. That's good. For Jingliu. I don't think they necessarily need to make it easier. I just think that it would be very helpful if it was, like, 1 or 2 more seconds. Because I'm sitting here trying to, like, in my brain see every single possible option. And I'm not that smart. So physical or fire, but they both have ice weakness, so it doesn't matter. Both this one. We might lose this one as well, though. Like,
In sound,
I don't know.
sound lingers.
The moon shines on its truth.
Technically, if I have enough technique points, though, with this comp as well, I can have all 4 use it. I just decided against using Hua Hua as well.
Existence is unity.
But fingers crossed that I am right and a bunch of enemies are actually ice weak,
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
because that would make things much easier. Not that Remembrance path is not already very strong.
Converge and awaken.
I'm trying to remember too. Yeah, alright. Enemies hit. That's what I thought. Let's use it now.
Petal and all will be swept away by the wind.
She has a really pretty animation. Her story was interesting as well, just kind of seeing that she was a bit of a hermit.
Ready for death.
But Hua Hua's AoE healing is nice. Just because of the health drain from Jingliu. I know that's why people think she doesn't work well with... Maybe I should use Path as well. This is going to take some getting used to, because I just don't use this setup very often.
All things human.
We definitely need attacking a frozen enemy applies dissociation, though I don't think that's a negotiable thing. Let's actually use this now.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
But I figured this would be very helpful with how
There's
high
more
the
to
energy
life.
cost on Jingliu is. From what I understand, it is this it's talking about. So if I do this, it'll refresh it. That's what I thought. I don't know if it's one of those where you need to refresh it on the turn. It would go down to 0 or before. But I don't think this is a very skill point hungry team. In fact, it opens up Hua Hua to heal for fun pretty much a lot more often. Which is good.
Some value, I suppose.
Tedious.
Go for the
All
quick
will be
or
revealed.
quick passive
In
proc.
lunar flame.
I feel like that's pretty much the only tech with Jingliu, really, in terms of manipulation, is deciding whether to hold ult for the triple proc
Converge and awaken.
or just do it for the quick damage. But this is a perfect example. I can go for the heal because Jingliu doesn't use skill points when she's in this mode. Ruan Mei is going once every 3 turns with her skill.
Every petal, all will be swept away by the
And
wind.
Fu Shuan's like once every 3 turns as well. Or I think it's... No, I think it's 1 out of every 3.
Ready for death.
Yeah, this will be insanely powerful with dissociation. I know I keep saying that, but like, I'm excited to see it.
Stay put. Get them.
But I do wonder. I was thinking, part of the reason I was thinking it might be good to bring March in this team over Ruan Mei is just that, Remembrance Path really doesn't rely on weakness break. It,
Heal yourself.
oh. Okay,
Hold everyone back again. Protect me. Protect me.
really?
Fiends or devils,
The game just pulled a pro gamer move on me. I did.
Every
I did not
petal
think that was
in
gonna happen. I
all
think
will
we
be
gotta do
swept
this
away
and
by the
this.
wind.
All will be revealed.
But part of the reason why I was thinking it might be good to use March too is she has an AoE Ice Ultimate.
Blade of moonlight.
You know, this is really awkward. Alright, we're 2 for 4. We went straight into the highest difficulty, and we got slapped. Alright, let's look at our March stuff. Which stinks because we already used like all our relic XP, but genuinely I think that might be better because she also provides more defense. I like Ruan Mei, but why do I have an attack piece on her? Hold on, what preservation do I have? I have that one. Increased defense by 24% when they're attacked, chance to burn. Equal to 60% of defense. This is damage down. Okay. Ideally, this would be the way to go, but I don't think I can upgrade it enough that it would be meaningful. So I guess we're going with this. Can you tell that the only preservation character I play with is Fu Xuan? Alright, she's not upgraded. I do believe her... Yeah, that's what I thought. That's probably why. Her shield's based on defense. Her ult's based on attack. Let's try this. I, did not think that was going to go that poorly. And there's these... It was talking about the higher difficulty as well. What are you supposed to do then? But March gives... I didn't... Okay, never mind. I guess we're trying Ruan Mei comp again. That is incredibly awkward. I mean, ultimately, I will say, I think that these are just mistakes I'm making. There's definitely a point where, like, part of it's like, what characters do you have available? What do you have available? I do think this is just me misplaying.
There's more to life. Existence is unity. Every petal...
All will be swept away by
For
the
example,
wind.
there, if I'm going to use her skill, I should use her ult.
Tedious.
I just didn't think about it.
All will be revealed in lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Part of the reason I don't want to...
Put.
Well, actually, no. I was about to say we don't get an early... You know what? I'm looking at Ruan Mei's max HP. I'm thinking about the buff she gives and stuff. And I actually do think the safest thing to do is to tag her out and try the March strat. I never thought this would be the case, and if I had Gepard, I would be using Gepard instead. But... I do think for regular gameplay, Ruan Mei, that strategy could work. But just knowing that damage coming through, I might want the extra shielding for Fu Xuan from March as well. We don't get a starting artifact though, which stinks. Or Curio.
You can't run!
How much energy does her ult cost? 120.
Running into me!
I do wonder how people build... I'm just gonna
All
do this.
things in this world have...
I do wonder how people build March, knowing that defense increases shield,
Watch this awesome
but attack increases her ult damage. That's kind of a weird scaling thing. That didn't do any damage.
Phew! It came together.
That is a bad shield, though.
All will be revealed in lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
I'm gonna hold Hua Hua ult. One downside is, though, similar to what we were saying with
Turn.
the benefit of bringing Ruan Mei, meaning that she won't use her skill as often. We could hit a point where March is trying to use her shield on
Try
cooldown.
that again.
The downside here is too, looking at her damage with my non-leveled artifacts and whatnot, I think she's only going to be helpful once we have like enemies frozen every 6 attacks and whatnot.
Try that again.
That's what I was afraid
Try
of.
hard. Watch this awesome move.
Let's just use this. We need the attack bonus.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
Wait, she freezes?
I see through you.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't ever use March. I did not know that she had just a natural chance to freeze. That's big.
You can't run.
I really hope I'm not going to get infinitely stuck.
Try that again.
These encounters are the
Try hard.
worst.
Watch this awesome move.
stand down.
I do think if there's any less than 5, it doesn't really matter if you just finish one off. Because it's not going to prevent Meiotic division anyways.
And awaken. Human creations.
But I am definitely not an expert. That didn't kill, really? But I do feel like if we're going for the AoE freeze, we do want her to use technique. Do not divide.
Try that again.
How dare you?
You can't run.
These encounters just add, I swear, years to my lifespan.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
I should have gone for the middle one.
Try that again. No matter. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
This does remind me very much of playing Swarm Disaster, though. I'll tell you that much. A great time. I mean, we're not going to die, right? Is the thought here. But they're going to keep multiplying.
You can't run.
Actually, can the ones on the end only multiply? I don't know.
You're annoying.
I don't think that's the case, but I was just thinking about that.
Blade fodder.
The middle. Oh, come on. I thought that end one would die.
Try that again.
Don't. Oh.
You can't run.
Have I soft blocked myself? Okay. Now we have 5. Now we just whittle them all down slowly. Don't die. Okay. We hold for all bursts, and we just slowly let it go.
I'm scared.
Stay put.
Protect me. Protect me. A quick divination.
Oh, this is obnoxious.
Gather as one. Try that again.
The problem is the center one's full health, and then the end one's full health. You... Well, there goes my plan. Okay, switch into emergency mode, freeze these two before they split.
This awesome move. All things in this human.
This is another perfect
creation.
example of an encounter taking much longer because I was dumb, and I thought I could get it, and I was very wrong.
I can do this.
Don't split.
You're annoying.
That's dead. That's dead. It shouldn't be able to split this turn, right?
Try that again. I see through you.
Okay.
Tough luck running
Problem
into me.
is, I don't think I can stop it from splitting here. Yeah, because she won't have enough energy. This game, man. should I just reset?
Demons or devils. I'll crush them all.
I was thinking I was real smart with the March 7th free strat, but
Blade of
then this happened.
all will be revealed in lunar flame.
I'm just gonna go for the freeze, I guess.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
I just don't have enough damage without dissociation. And if I hadn't run into one of these encounters, it wouldn't be a problem at all.
You can't run. Converge and awaken. No matter. Try that again. My
All
turn.
things in the
Human creations.
Don't do it.
You can't run.
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about me accidentally dying to a Trotter, and we don't talk about that soft lock. It probably wasn't a soft lock in like full length, but I'm not gonna keep doing that. Eventually I could, I mean, it makes it harder with Jingliu's special phase, where it has to AoE. But eventually what I would have had to do probably is wait until there were 5 that were not full health in the center, and then just slowly whittle them down. And I'm just not about that. That was putting gray hairs on my head, and I'm only in my mid-20s. What do we do here?
A quick divination. Gather as one.
That is good to know, though.
Try that again. You can't run.
I mean, I had a game plan with this team.
All
I knew
will
where
be
my bread
revealed.
was buttered, and it was definitely not in the first encounter.
Blade of Moonlight.
But we really haven't run into many of those encounters in general. So I do think it was a bit unlucky to run into one immediately.
Creations. Gotta try hard some. Watch this awesome move.
I'm just still thinking about the fact that, like, if I'm understanding right, I might be understanding incorrectly,
Fiends or
but from
devils,
reading those, like, achievements, right, go up to, like, after beating 5, it said, then 1 through 10, that basically would be plus 15, and if that's just a Slay the Spire, you know, IS3 style continual buff, that's terrifying.
Try that again.
And it's funny because, despite the fact that March is more actively going for damage than Ruan Mei was, I do feel like the Ruan Mei team just through buffing Jingliu, or like the Baronia variant of this team, does more damage.
Scared? Tough luck running
But I
into
can
me.
absolutely see how high the value of AoE freeze is just off ult naturally. I did not know March 7th ult did that actually.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
I wonder what the chance is.
Gotta try
And I
hard.
wonder if it
Watch
scales
this
with, like,
awesome move.
you know,
Nowhere to run.
talent level. Because we did get
Converge and awaken.
Max Idol and March
All
7th when
things
we
in this
rolled
world,
earlier this week.
human Creations.
Alright. I've already forgotten, but we are looking for preservation and propagation, right? Because I wouldn't have kept preservation otherwise. Sure. Increase their attack based on that. That is damage. Both of these are really good, but just take that.
The moon shines on
I'm
the
actually going to do this. So ultimate random enemy gains ice weakness. That's big. I think we should pretty much always be shielding. I mean, if anyone goes low, of course.
Gather as one.
But top shield priority is probably always going to be Fushuan,
tedious.
because she's the one having all the damage redirected to herself.
Blade of Moonlight.
I use the technique because when she enters with that, he gets immediate,
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
that immediate point, which is nice. They put ice weakness on the weaker enemy, which is unfortunate. She really does not do much damage. I don't know what I expected. She's a preservation character that I don't have fully leveled artifacts on. But I swear, I think this is the big brain strat. I'm just not executing it properly.
Here. Try that again.
Because
Nowhere to run.
you can run dissociation without ice characters. It's just much more efficient. Oh, perfect. We got this anyways. That's not bad too. All right. That's good. Knowledge to all adjacent domains. We are on a path where it's... I didn't check because we had to restart again. So anything positive, it looks like. Anything negative, then anything. So this should be a pretty easy one to do. In fact, we shouldn't mess with... we still want the adventure domain. I'm going up. And actually, we get this occurrence for free on the countdown. This might genuinely not be the dice to use. I just really like the countdown because it gives you much more freedom to get what you need. Yeah, sure. I was gonna go for the parchment for the ease of fights. But, you know, let's copy this adventure domain so we can use that curio for sure twice. Unless we get soft locked by a bug again. No! Oh, that's not good. That's fine. At this point, I'm just gonna go for the, I think, optimal path in my mind. Then go for the extra rewards, because you can't get the extra rewards if you lose. Magnetism was the extra elites. And it's important that that only procs on regular combats. Because now if we can make it through these 4 encounters, we're in a good spot.
I taste malice in the air.
Infallible.
This is an attack, right? I'm actually gonna go full caution.
The moon shines on the truth.
Okay, it's just a regular Trotter too. That's great.
Oh, great. A walk in the park.
See, we should use...
Watch this awesome
I
move.
always forget, because some characters you really just hold your ult for the right timing. Whereas characters like March, why not just dump it, you know?
Human creation.
This big guard will summon allies at some point. I think it'll be okay.
Blade of moonlight.
Okay. I would have gone for the center if I thought it would freeze. Although with ultimate...
All will be revealed.
Oh, we still get the freeze. Nice.
in lunar flame.
I can do this.
Don't think we need to
My
heal.
turn. Here. Together as one.
No.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Looking pretty good so far.
Stay close.
Here's the reinforcements.
So devils.
If I can do this, get March... Oh.
Here stands the silver.
I was about to say get March ult and then freeze him before he does that. That would have been nice. Let's go for the freeze.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome
Then try and get the AoE freeze as well. That seems like a very high chance. I'm gonna be honest. That's fine.
I see through you.
Yeah, that seems like a much higher chance to freeze than I thought it would be.
Protect me. Tough luck running into me.
But the chain freeze it's working out pretty well.
Try that again.
We just lack any sort of... Oh crud, we might not get the Trotter.
All will be revealed
That's fine.
in lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Unless... I don't think we will. We'll still focus it. See what we can grab, but...
Divination. Converge and awaken. Human creations.
Does March go again before the Trotter? She does, so if I ever use Technique, he might be able to go for the freeze.
Here. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
Yeah, it effect res, dang it.
I see through you.
Oh, goodbye hopes and dreams. The Trotter just did me dirty. That's fine.
Stay close.
Will you stop?
Step back.
These fights are gonna take forever. Because of what they keep doing. Although to be fair, doesn't he just drop the shield once you break it once?
No matter. Try that again.
Or once he attacks, apparently.
You're annoying. You can't run.
Words cannot explain how glad I am that this game has double speed.
Together as one.
Alright. We'll save Fushu on burst in case she loses passive.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
I mean, that is literally the only way we lose. And then we can just be greedy and start hitting this guy once his shield goes up. Just completely ignore the game mechanic.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed in lunar flame.
A quick divination.
Go.
Here.
On my mark. Here stands the silver.
Actually, let's just have Fushu unbreak that.
Human
That seems like a good idea. She's probably the one that's... Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm scared.
She finally has burst again. Yeah, if you're not healing, that takes forever.
Crush them all.
But there's so many blessings in SU that give you energy regen that it's probably fine.
My turn. Phew. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move. I can do this.
Ready for death.
I see through you. Converge and awaken.
The turtle wins the race. Slow and steady. To be fair, we did willingly take 2 extra elites.
Running into me. Here.
Just refresh that. This would also be going a lot easier if we had our Path Resonance, and we went kind of greedy for like basic attacks at the start of the fight,
All things in this
giving more skill points and such.
creations.
It's also like very much of my own making, but I think if we can get this solid start,
Try that
we're in a
again.
good spot.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
Definitely not the most interesting fight though, huh?
I can do this. A quick divination.
Stand down.
You'd think at some point they'd get like frostbite or something.
Blade of moonlight.
Can't be
All
healthy
will
for
be
you getting
revealed.
frozen
In lunar flame.
over and over and over. Alright, come on. Oh, it's over. Oh, that took forever. Okay. Yes! It's not the attacking a frozen enemy. I will take it. I didn't mean to do that. I got excited. Oh, no. Okay. That's fine, I mean... Oh, that's helpful, too. We get the reward of the double adventure right after this.
I taste malice in the air.
Oh, wait. That's really helpful. That's really helpful. I didn't think that would stay between areas. So it didn't matter at all, because that's what I would have done.
I see
Alright.
through you.
This guy doesn't summon, if I remember correctly. He just blasts you with fireballs. But we have, Hua Hua to remove, like, the burn stacks, so... Not a big deal.
You can't run. I'm gonna hold everyone back again. My turn.
And we have the extra shielding.
Here. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
Awesome. Every time I hear that voice line, I think of, I mean, there's really talented people that do art and stuff for these games. Somebody did, it was like Mark 7's awesome move, and it's her just riding a skateboard and falling off like
All
a...
will be revealed.
I'd have to look it up again, it was
In
so
lunar
funny.
Flame.
Watch this awesome move, just collapses and bashes into the ground. That's what I looked like the one time I tried skateboarding. Didn't go very well.
Nowhere to run.
Try that again. I see through
I'm surprised, how many... Do we only have 2 remembrance paths this time? Or remembrance buffs this time?
Here.
That has to be the case, because I know we started with 1. But yeah, there's these burn stacks that we can just use Hua Hua for. That's why I like Jingliu so much too, is
Gather as one.
pretty much every main DPS in the game,
Hold everyone.
right,
Protect me. Protect
does need to use skill points. Like, without exception,
Try that again.
they're going to use skill points.
So
However, Jingliu, when she's in her special state,
Try hard. Stop.
doesn't.
Watch this awesome move.
And that makes such a difference, it's nuts.
All will be revealed.
But you can already see how high our damage is. That was a really lucky pull. I didn't think we were going to get our Remembrance Blessings that early. Even if it wasn't the attacking a frozen enemy one. That made such a big difference in our damage output. Because it's percentile.
Tough luck running into me. I'm scared.
Take that.
You can't run. Try that again.
I will be honest though, in like roguelikes even, I tend to choose really aggressive team comps that are very much like, you'll lose fast or you'll win fast. As opposed to going for comps like this, where I know I'll win eventually as long as I just keep up the freeze. But it's gonna take forever.
Dare attack me.
Just go down, buddy. Come on. There we go. Alright. Frozen, next attack's guaranteed to crit. The problem is that won't always be Jingliu. But that's fine. Still helpful. I don't think it matters what die I get. I mean, the only time we'll lose countdown is if this one doesn't get the thing, and we're still at 14. Okay, we get the extra chest. We got barrel break. Attacking an enemy with dissociation, remove dissociation and increase the damage received when the status is removed. What? When you attack with it, remove it and increase the damage received when the status... If I'm understanding that correctly, it just gives you more damage on the once the dissociation procs. Let's take Kafka here and hopefully not forget to, you know, take her back out. Let's do March, just because I did forget last time. She has melee versus like the range of Wishuan, but using her technique... Oh, I don't have any technique points. Okay. But we... Oh wait, we get double... We get extra time. It doesn't matter. Because of our Curio. That's helpful. I went the wrong way too. You're supposed to go right there. This is one of those many things, though, that I cannot imagine is very easy on mobile. Because when you don't have the Curio for extra time or extra movement speed, every second can really matter. Like, if I didn't have the extra time, I think I would have failed that. But... not have to worry about it. Good Curio. Come on. Come on. Sure. What is it on these characters? We know on her it's crit damage increase. It won't affect March. When using your ultimate or enhanced skill, crit damage increases for 1 turn. If only one target is attacked, that target will be additionally dealt damage equal to 100%. Okay. So a little bit more AoE or a little bit more damage when it's just one guy left. Hua Hua is the duration of Divine Provision is extended by 1 turn. When she has it, all ally speed increases. Not bad at all. I mean, like we were saying, 5-star Eidolons are very powerful. That's good. A lot of extra damage for that. For our middle 2 characters. This doesn't do anything, but that's okay. Alright, we have the compass. Let's see if I do it right this time. Small chance to freeze the enemy. Good. Alright. When entering battle, regenerates energy. When it's frozen, regenerates energy. After using Path of Resonance, sorry, chance to apply Fanian. Duration of freeze doubles. I mean, all 3 of these are good. High chance of reducing freeze res. I'm not worried about freeze res. Except maybe on elites or bosses, but that can go later in the game. Let's do this. Spam it, because when they're frozen, regenerates energy. March is freezing everyone anyways. Wait. Oh, on this one, it's the middle one that's spinning faster. I did that too late. I did that. No! I knew it as soon as I clicked it, too. That stinks. Alright, well, it shouldn't matter, right, if it counts 2 either way. Dang it, I keep missing out on the Curio on this one. I think it is like the first one doesn't matter. The slowest one is very easy to tell. It's just a really fast one you have to do right before it passes the halfway mark, I think. Because when you hit it at halfway, like, exactly opposite the way you want, it spins just past. That's not bad. Because we need preservation no matter what. What are we looking at, actually? We've got 8 remembrance. We need 1 preservation and 2 propagation. We got the combat buff for the boss. Okay. If I can get a preservation here, that's big. Okay. Reading shield. Okay. That lessens the need for March to shield herself. Grants a shield when... I haven't done this, really? Grants a shield when the freeze attack from Path Resonance is dispelled or resisted. So basically just when you use it. I think that... I don't think either of these is super dangerous. And it's not going to give Ice Weakness. We've pretty much concluded.
The moon shines on the truth.
Okay, I feel pretty confident. Which means we might just get actually smacked down. Maybe we should have saved bursts. But right now we only apply dissociation upon weakness breaking. So our damage isn't super high.
Stand down.
Before then.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed. In
However,
lunar flame.
This one has weakness to everyone except Hua Hua. So it's not a big deal.
Try that again.
Okay. Nice.
It came together.
I know enemies can resist dissociation, which is why it's good to have one of the more active, you know... Oh wow, that did a lot of damage. Actively, like, applying ones.
Fiends or devils,
Like, I'm really hoping to pull it here. And if not, we might have to go heavy elite hunting next floor. But I do feel like if I'm gonna try this at a really hard endgame difficulty, what this is proving to me
A quick divination.
is I need to get, at the very least, my March 7th stronger, so prior to having the Remembrance Blessings, we don't just get stuck. Because you're usually not going to run into the bugs. But that doesn't mean it's not an issue. We are freezing so much.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
You don't get to play the game. I'm sorry, Mr. Elite. Or Mr. whatever. Miss Elite, Mr. whatever you are.
It came together.
But you don't get to play. I was supposed to that's fine. Because we have this. Wow, that is incredibly cheesy. Oh, it gets to go again, though.
Try that again. I see through you. Converge and
Just in
awaken.
case.
Nowhere to run.
We can revive immediately afterwards. And we're clearly gonna win, but that does waste fragments. This is such a me. How many times have we frozen this thing? Oh boy.
You can't run. A quick divination.
Tedious.
Oh, okay, that did more than I thought it was going to.
Try that again.
Not lethal, but I'm glad I was shielding Ushuan. I mean,
You can't run. All
I
things
didn't need to. I was gonna say it's dead on next weakness break. Alright, give me the good thing. You know what I want. Give it to me. Do I just take that? Fine. That's not the one I wanted, but I'll take it. You know, with how things have gone, this could be good, but I think greed in these modes is probably the way to go. Alright. We did it. No more obnoxious mistakes. We have 2 of the 3 really good remembrance blessings. Now we just need to go out of our way to try and find the last one. One more... Wait, no, we have preservation, 2 more propagation blessings. Propagation remembrance. Gotta keep that in mind. Good curio, good curio. I'm not doing that. You can... No. So this I wonder, though, do you get more value out of transaction being 30% less, or the flat amount? Because I believe that does stack with Faith Bond here, for Blessing Enhancement at the end. So I think the percentile is the way to go. And we do have enough Cosmic Fragments that we probably should shoot to go for... more of those. It's tough because I've not been getting the full effect on these adventure domains. But I do think that if you can get the adventure domains and do really well, that's some of the highest value you can get out of one. Alright, discard a 1 to 2 blessing. Hear me out. We're gonna have to... I like that one, but it's not good in a long fight. Let's get rid of this. And I was really hoping to see... That's fine, whatever. That's not going to do a whole lot. I think the previous one might have actually been better. It procs on Fushuan E, and actually it does proc on March E as well. But that's not what I was looking for. Please be just a regular run-of-the-mill like Trotter one. I have Kafka ready. Let's just... Do you know I'm not good enough to do this game? I don't have the brain power required. Oh no. Alright, what have we got? I think we're safe here. Yeah. The problem is, like, too, I'm like, oh, should it connect there? I still think we're safe here, yep. Alright, so we've at least gotten 4. Wait. Yep, okay. Surely, right? Hey, I did it! That one was an easier one, to be fair. Evasive reflex. It only took like 5 tries before I got Hey, we take it. Alright, after winning a team, revive all down characters. That's not bad. Technique damage double. I know, but it's just... Come on. The parchment's strong. Ooh. It's this. It's this. If I can get that propagation blessing, I always go for it later. I'm actually gonna do this. And... No. We're just... No, game. No. Fool me once for that one, shame on me. Fool me twice and we're not doing it. I'm not getting stuck on that again.
The moon shines on the truth.
I am feeling a lot more generous with my technique points, though. Given how things have been going. Oh, there was a trotter here. Maybe we kill the trotter. Hear me out. The trotter gives us the last remembrance blessing, and we profit. That or the game decides it doesn't like me, but to be fair, I've had the game place decent opportunities in my lap today, and just not taken advantage of it.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
The problem is we can only weakness break this trotter
Tough luck running into me.
through, Hushuan, which won't be very often, so we actually just use this every time, and we try to chain freeze. That's the only way we're killing this thing. This is close, so let's use this just to make sure.
Gotta
You
try
get
hard.
this.
Watch this awesome move.
We freeze. Good.
Ready
That
for
goes
death.
down. Now it's frozen again. Okay. We use technique, technique just, or skill, whatever. Skill just to get more energy in case.
All
We
will
do
be
this.
revealed in lunar flame.
Good, it's frozen again. This is great. Working. Once we got the ball rolling, it started working incredibly well. What have we got? Oh, that's actually big. Because it means that we'll get more towards our... The path resonances are all really good for this. And if we get one more propagation, we get path resonance. Yeah, that's probably worth it. Alright, so do we want Fonyan River for... You know what, actually, yeah. Freeze Res just doesn't seem to be a big problem so far. They're getting frozen. We can copy a domain. I want to copy this and just not have it go on to the reward domain. Use... It's fine. That's a little disappointing. That was the only one of all the surrounding ones I really didn't want it to go on, though. I am admittedly nervous, though, because we are missing the most important blessing
All things in the
for this build to really take off.
creations. Phew! A quick divination together as one.
Yeah, that frozen debuff. Because, yeah, with the frozen debuff lasting twice as long, too, imagine. You attack them, it applies dissociation. It's gonna be nuts. But double length freeze is nuts. I think that only applies to the freeze from path resonance, though.
Watch this
If I
awesome
understood
move.
that correctly.
We came together.
Not that it appears to matter a whole lot.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Just where the majority of the damage comes from. I will say, the extra damage, the first hit guaranteeing to crit and do extra damage after they're frozen, is working out a lot better than I thought it would. I severely underestimated that. Let's save Hua Hua technique. I think Hua Hua is how it's pronounced. That's what I thought the voice actors were saying, but joke's gonna be on me when I'm just absolutely wrong. Oh, I didn't think about that. I should have focused that one.
And awaken.
Because now the other one's gonna summon. It's okay. I still say we save her technique.
Tough luck running into me.
But the fact that she gives herself a shield too now with that preservation buff, we got really lucky.
All things human.
All things considered.
creations.
Ready for death.
Go.
I see through you.
The summoner. I don't think it can summon again, but it will. The other one's speed up. Never mind. That's a different kind then, I thought. I really do feel like the extra shielding on Ushuan though is big with this team comp.
Divination.
All will be
I'll actually do
revealed
this.
in lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Nice. Okay.
Told you I
Takes-
could.
Does dissociation only proc once it
I see through you.
Oh, maybe that one blessing did affect things in a different way. Huh. That could be bad. I can't imagine they would make one that bad, though. That's what we were looking for. That gives us this. Enemies frozen by have a chance to... Yep. Good. Good. It's all coming together. I just really don't want to mess with these anymore. You can get some good rewards out of them. I just... the game bit me, and I don't want to do it again. Alright, what have we got? 800. Oh, I guess our Path Resonance doesn't really do damage, does it? That's fine. The cheat attempt I'm not worried about. Let's look at the blessings we got. Do you have the blessing I want? No. Okay. I don't even know if that will proc. Dissociations remove 50% chance to freeze. Effect hit rate, good. Basic attack, you know what? That's fine. That's actually pretty good too. Okay. I'm happy with what we got there. We even going? Yeah, it's the elite domain. That's what I thought. Our main roadblocks are this elite, the second floor boss, and
The moon shines on the truth.
I was considering using healer technique as well, but I don't think it's necessary.
Great, a walk in the park. Here.
We wait until freeze time's out, then we do this. I don't know. I feel like I keep getting to that point though where the damage boost and energy boost on this is too good to use, and then I don't ever use it. But it takes so long for it to come back that once I use it, I feel kind of sad about it.
A quick divination. Converge and awaken.
It's still frozen. This is why this path feels unfair. I mean,
Gotta try hard. Watch
because now I'm gonna do this. And it's frozen again. And then it unfreezes. And it's frozen again.
Do this.
And my technique's back. That's funny. Okay, what have we got? We just need Remembrance, Ultimates, and Skill. You know, this is higher rarity, but I actually feel like this is more helpful, because it's not like inflicting freeze at the start of the battle is an issue, given how things have been going. I'm just not gonna... No, game. You can't fool me again. It's gonna be bugs. Although we could do it. Oh, that scared me. I thought it was frozen. Okay. I don't know if I can do this one without the speed up. Because even with the speed up, we skipped one on accident and we didn't get it. Actually, without technique, we should use a ranged character burst. For ranged character attack. I don't think there's one up there. Yeah, there isn't one behind us. Where was the one I missed? I swear, I'm gonna look at the VOD later because I'm kind of upset about it, and I'm gonna kick myself.
Does that hurt?
Yeah, because that technique should get all of them. I don't think we can get all these. What I've wondered, because I mean, you see we have 5 seconds left. What I've wondered if you're not meant to do is use like Natasha burst or a long range burst and just try and snipe these. Because that does not feel like anywhere near enough time. Yeah, there was only 3 left, and I don't... What did I miss? Alright, let's go for... Here it is. Well, that's the one we gave up on, and that's our last one. If the freeze res was an issue at all before, it's probably not going to be anymore. Here's another adventure domain. Oh, perfect. I even forgot to change Kafka out, so
Does that hurt? Does that hurt?
And we've already got enough points. Perfect. Yeah, she is really not fair for that one. I don't know what other characters can do that, but it really does not feel very fair. For the enemy, which I'm all for. Some damage reduction could be good. That's not likely to happen. Sure. Max HP, that's just often not the case because we're using Jingliu. And we're playing it safe from this point on. That's not even gonna do anything, but thank you. But yeah, I wouldn't say no. If we can't get the attacking a frozen enemy, the last gold remembrance perk, I would be very... I don't think it matters at this point. I would be very happy. What are my damage curios? Is it just the this one? Either of these, well, there was usually an adventure domain on the last floor, and we have the copy thing with the cheat chance, or the... we'll try it. Oh, we can choose. The elites could be dangerous on the last floor. Probably not, but they could be. But I don't have a cheat chance. Never mind, I lied. That's awkward. My thought was I get that side to die, I copy an adventure domain. I thought I still had a cheat chance, but I was completely wrong. Reroll. Basic attack defense increases. That will never affect Jingliu. It will, however, affect these 3. That's not bad either. You know what? I don't know what the solution here is. It's probably this. Alright, what have we got? In the third plane boss, you get Hunt, so it's the big damage. And Destruction is the fire damage and reduction of defense. And the Hunt is... You know, I think it's the same thought process I had last time, though. Neither of these have ice weakness. That's unfortunate. We can get rid of Kafka's... you know, mind control with Wawa. And the Hunt, we shouldn't be below 50% HP most of the time. Between Fushuan ability, all that stuff, I think this is the way to go. I'm still going to lead with... I wasted a technique point. I'm still leading with this. I do the same thing in Genshin, actually.
Oh, great. A walk in the park.
Where I think it's going to, immediately switch and use, but because of when I did it, it didn't.
A quick divination.
Alright, let's... I should have done that first.
Creations.
I'm actually going to lead with... she would have had it anyways.
Crush them all.
Because I'm going for triple point here.
Blade of Moonlight. All will be revealed.
And then we're gonna freeze right before these 3 go. Oh, well, maybe we don't need to. I didn't need to do that.
Try hard. Watch this awesome move.
I just... I see the bright, shiny button light up, and I'm like, cool. Nice, okay. We are going to have to use... I'm gonna have her basic attack because we do need to refresh
As
this.
one.
Just in case. Alright, she finally gets a turn now.
Run!
How does that feel?
Tough luck running
She
into
effect
me.
rested.
I'm scared.
Stay put.
Let's actually
Give me
do this just to get these
I
stacks
see
up.
through you. Go away.
Yeah, these shields are putting in the work. Although it is only phase 1.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
I wish we had the... oh, I was gonna say, we do have that, right? I'm not dumb. Well, I am, but... Let's say random enemy gaining ice weakness. I thought for sure we had,
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
and then it wasn't proccing.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
You don't get a turn, Kafka. Stop that.
Phew. Icy converge and awaken.
Something for everybody.
Try that again.
And it's fine. I was gonna use tech... oh.
And yang.
Ow.
You can't run.
We might lose on this, this fight.
Protect
That
me.
did a lot of damage.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
All things human creations.
Actually, I keep thinking save that for right before her turn. But in hindsight, it lasts for so long that it's probably worth it to keep trying and getting energy back.
Ready?
Try that again. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
And I do feel like freezing in the middle of their 2 turns maybe has less
Take a
value.
guess.
But
My
sometimes.
turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm scared.
Stay put. Get them.
Zoning out.
No,
I can help.
Run.
Not so fast.
Try that again.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed.
I'm trying to remember how long this... is it the same as Silverwolf, I wonder? Gaining random ice weakness? That would make sense to me, but I don't actually know.
Here.
But as always with this fight,
A
as
quick
long as
divination.
you don't have people get like chain taken over and then just start blasting yourself,
Everybody.
it's not usually a
Blade
huge,
fodder.
huge issue. But I don't know. I know there's an achievement for keeping enemies frozen for a ridiculous amount of time. It just feels so wasteful, almost.
Nowhere to run.
Because even now, I could just freeze with March 7th ulti instead. But this is exactly what I was talking about and feeling like I really need
Here.
attacking a frozen enemy applies
Icy fluid. Try
dissociation.
hard. Watch this awesome move.
Because just having it on weakness break and a small chance on like technique and stuff, all of the options we have are good.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
But despite that, it's still not... I'm gonna do this just to get that up. It's still not quite enough. Which is unfortunate, but... just the way things are turning out. And I am holding Fushu on ult for when her technique gets popped, because it doesn't do enough damage, I think, for me to think that's worth it.
You can't run.
She doesn't have ice weakness anymore, but we do
Blade
this.
of moonlight. All
It's
will
just
be
a very
revealed
controlled, like,
in
strategy.
lunar flame.
To actually do this,
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
and this. I'm sorry, Kafka.
Quick divination. My turn.
I feel like they just... This fight would be so much harder if you didn't have the ability to just cheese it like this.
Try that again. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome
Because,
move.
really, the only dangerous thing about this fight is if A, she one-shots, which I don't feel like she does nearly that amount of damage, usually. Or if she starts controlling people over and over, and that just doesn't happen when you have any kind of debuff removal.
Zoning out.
No,
I can help.
Run.
How do you like that?
Try that again.
But I wonder if that's what the plus 15 fixes. I keep just thinking about that, and it's scary.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
My turn. Phew.
But I kind of like this team. The only downside is, really, the reason Bronya works so well, or even like my Hanya setup with the light tones and stuff she has,
Told you I could fight.
is giving her more turns makes her much more powerful.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again. I
But-
see through you.
That's not what the main point of this team in Simulated Universe does.
Everybody.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
It almost... Oh, she resisted it that time. I was about to say, it almost feels like an exploit,
Or devils. I'll crush them all.
Stand down.
freezing this much this often.
Converge and awaken.
Does that sting?
You can't run.
Tedious.
So silly.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed.
But I feel like this is the way you have to play super high difficulties in these style of game modes in any game. Because if you mess up once, somebody dies and that snowball effects to just losing the fight.
I'm scared.
Stay.
Nice. It's just so easy to have that turn on you. Nice. We got it. We got it. Sure. Because I think that's a decent amount. What? Intracognition Ascendant. I'm organic, am I not? I don't know what that did. Maybe I was supposed to say I wasn't organic. Who knows? Alright, last floor. We do have an adventure domain. We did fix that curio. If we still get what we are hoping for, which we might not, could still work out in our favor. Let's grab a curio. Fortune glue is good. Don't care. You know what? At this point, 105 for the safety, because I want to take that elite fight, is wise. What have we got? Dealing fatal damage would charge the brain in a vat. I'm just not really working that. For each point they consumes, how long does that last? I wonder. That's fine. 0 skill point, this is never going to proc. Extra defense, okay. That's cheap. When a character applies freeze, the character gains a shield. That's helpful. Big shield for March 7th. Provides healing chance to, you know, that's a chance for Hua Hua's skill to be free. Not what I was looking for. Thank you, game. I appreciate you. Alright, what, it's this guy? Revenge will be sweet. Come here. I want to save at least one technique to enter the final boss fight with Fushiwan technique up.
Oh, great. A walk in the park. Cute. Together as one.
Stand down.
I wonder if I can kill him before it even gets to move. Because we still have March freeze.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Oh boy.
Not gonna try hard. Watch this awesome move.
I think I did that early. That's fine. This. Oh my goodness. Based on the shield currently. You know, that's not bad. And it's already enhanced. Critical boost. I'm looking for... Okay. That's acceptable. I was looking for healing effects blast. But... it's fine. Still helpful. Good. We don't have any more fights. So preserving countdown would still be very nice. That's nice. It's the Trotter. You know, depending, I still have no idea why you would not take that encounter unless you're trying to do like a very specific achievement. That seems like a very poor life decision. You know?
Creations.
Yeah, if we don't freeze the center one, it's not gonna die, is it?
I see through you.
All will be
Keeps
revealed
effect resing.
in lunar flame.
The two on the side will definitely die. It's the one in the middle. It's being a little bit stubborn here. You, and I got my... that's okay. I wonder if I had been fast on the draw, if it still would have gone off. Alright, what have we got? Defeating an enemy, advance forward. I don't know. It depends on what final boss we get, because we kept taking the one where you... the enemy was spawning the big boy that spawns things. Heals damage based on... I'm gonna be greedy. I shouldn't have been greedy. HP is full. That's never gonna proc because we're using Jingliu, so let's just take this. I shouldn't have been greedy. The higher the fighting spirit stacks are, the less damage they take. Stack limit increases. We have the one every time they get hit. That's good. Yeah, that's fine. It's basically application once. What adventure domain have you got for me, game? Thank you. I was gonna say, please make it not be one I'll embarrass myself on. Hey, this is perfect. There's no more occurrences. Provides healing, allies. Yes! And we got the one we wanted. This has been a great run. And the funny thing is, I don't even think this is terribly unlikely to happen. I do wonder if at a high difficulty you would want to take a different dice. Because the countdown buffing enemies doesn't seem like it would matter. So having some kind of, you know, early game buffer could actually be better.
Does that hurt?
Hold on, I need to go. I've got the points, so we need to just grab these. Let me get to it. Come on. Nice. Yeah, that one's always going to be my favorite. Because even if Kafka isn't in your team, and again, there's probably other options. I just think she's got a fast technique that does big AoE. There is no chance I'm taking that. What have we got? Also restore extra HP. Ultimate attacks delay all weakness broken enemies. You know? That doesn't sound too bad. Alright. We get the countdown, which is giving us... It's interesting to see when that fluctuates like that. Helpful, just interesting. Alright, Herta, we need to enhance blessings. We don't have any curios that are affected by the amount we have left. So what have we got? This one was already upgraded. Inflicts weakness break 100% for dissociation. Ignores chance to resist frozen. That hasn't been a problem. Attack 5 times for freeze, sure. This just buffs attack, it doesn't buff the healing. Alright, I'm honestly looking at defensive options here. 45% chance. Applies shield, you know what? Larger shield when you apply freeze. Freezes, character regenerates energy. Good for chain freeze. Next 2 attacks will have 100% increase, yes. Ultimate to attack frozen damage is increased. Effect hit rate hasn't been a problem. Chance to remove debuff is... Depends on the fight we're taking. How many preservation bets? We have 6. We're already at max stacks for what we have. Delay the enemies every time that we... Yeah, okay. By 24%. And we can go for anything not gold. Shielded air... Nope. At the end of the turn, 80% chance to gain a shield equal to 15% over 12%. That's not a whole lot. 35% increased shields. Provide shields at the March 7th. After attacking, remove and deal 200% of the... Oh, that's what it was doing. It just removes the dissociation and procs it immediately. Yeah. Okay. Does stink that we couldn't get the speed bonus, but that's fine. We're looking pretty good. And I'll take max HP. Alright, so we have Argenti or the Grizzly. You can bet I am not taking Argenti. That guy, if you can't AoE down his little friends, it blasts you. It is not a good time.
The moon shines on the truth.
Alright, I think we can do this. I'm feeling pretty solid. I meant to use that immediately, but it doesn't matter. He resisted it. Right after we were talking about how...
Oh, great. A walk in the park.
Right after I was like, yeah, they haven't been resisting it at all.
Watch this awesome move.
You immediately resist freeze.
These are devils.
That's cool, though.
Crush them all.
Just the ability to... Since we have the chance from attacking frozen enemies to proc dissociation, then when you attack a frozen enemy, it removes it and just does the damage immediately. In addition to critting. That's
All will
nuts.
be revealed
That is really good.
in lunar flame.
But I did not think we were going to run into enemies that were going to be resisting our priest. Because I figured if they're staying frozen consistently, then there's no threat at all. Alright, here's the damage. Didn't even break shield. Great. I think that kills the little exploding units just off dissociation damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Gather as one. Human creations.
Plus, this is some extra AoE to them. Oh, they didn't die. That's fine.
Try that again.
Oh, I was hoping that would give her enough energy.
You can't run.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the thing is, and I think that's with Eidolon's actually, I thought it was only once per turn when I started. She's just gonna keep messing with them. Because she's putting all her shields on Fushuan, who will take damage. Alright, here's this. We have so many AoE shields, it just isn't a problem. I think we got, like, this is the standard, you know, setup for Remembrance Path. It still feels like a really good run, too. And I've had runs with Remembrance stuff that is even better than this, because I get more and more gold blessings. I mimicked more Adventure Domains. I didn't mess up Adventure Domains, so I was getting more curios. Like, but it does feel really good.
Try that again. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome.
And we could still lose. I don't think we will, unless we get really unlucky with effect res. But not to discount that chance.
I see through you.
I'm actually gonna take the opportunity to use Huahua's skill here, I think. No one's missing an HP, but that's still a bit of an extra layer of protection. But we've got so much shielding because Remembrance, I didn't even remember that Remembrance Path also gives you those extra resistances.
All things.
I maybe should have saved that.
Creations.
But we also have Fighting Spirit stacks increasing,
Told ya I could fight.
and we have the further Fighting Stack Spirit reducing damage. We just don't take damage. Like, they haven't popped the shields.
You can't run.
That's so crazy.
Stand down.
One turn into action is available again.
Gather as one.
At this point, I am debating
Stop running into me.
whether or not we should be saving... Oh, one turn into action. Do you have to defeat them at the same time?
Again.
I shouldn't have used that. I was thinking about the attack boost being helpful here.
Demons or devils?
If that's the case and you have to defeat both at the same time, this is a lot harder than I thought it was.
This awesome move. You're annoying. No matter. You can't run.
Okay, okay. You chose the two most defensive. The preservation
All
path.
will be revealed
Alright,
in lunar flame.
yeah, we've never had the issue so far of, like, defeating one significantly before the other, but I wonder how much they regen. Because if they have action available again, they have to regen, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to take action. I mean, March and Fushuan have max Fighting Spirit stacks. They're not gonna take damage.
Give me strength.
But just in case.
Cute.
I didn't do that in time.
You can't run. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
Goes. I can see, though, how different ones, like, genuinely, I don't think if you're running this strat you should ever take debuff removal, because that could be really bad. But... and Abundance potentially healing enemies as well could be super obnoxious. But there's going to be people that have such strong characters that they'll just one-bop everything and it won't matter.
You can't run! You're annoying! Here! Gotta try hard to watch this awesome move!
Interesting.
Converge and awaken! I'm gonna hold everyone back again!
They're both 1 HP. Oh, no, it died. It's still not a problem. This went extremely well. After we got soft locked using this strategy immediately. And we tried with Ruon Mei. I will say, I did not know that March 7th's ult naturally had chance to freeze. I was just thinking AoE ice attack. That made a huge difference. It's a bit disappointing not to get to use Ruon Mei. But I do also think that in a regular sense, Ruon Mei is a really good general support, and it would work just as well. Like, and as this path goes on too, there's more and more buffs. Unlock the new Trailblaze Blessing, Equilibrium, gain 1 negative cure. Oh, okay. So you can get an error code curio, but you get a negative one now. That's fair, because usually when you grab these error code curios, there's no threat. It doesn't matter. You're not going to lose because of those 3 fights. But a negative curio does offset that, because it is literally just positive on positive. What do we get? Entering a domain with a beacon, generate 2 Blessing Trotter Curio Trotters. That's not bad. Select 1 domain with knowledge, turn into a blank domain with knowledge, and obtain blessings 1 time. That's interesting, because when you enter a blank domain with Nihility Path, you do actually want to go into it. But with this, you maybe would just skip it, and you choose one that you couldn't get with the path you're taking. Entering combat in this movement, allies would not receive damage exceeding 35% of their max HP. Effect lasts for 5 turns. That's not bad. It's just burst protection. Although, because it's so early in the fight for 5 turns, I mean, 5 turns is a hefty amount of time. I don't know how good that is. Entering combat in this movement, all allies follow-up attack, ignore 100. Okay, well, that's the Clara Topaz strat. Interesting. Alright, guys, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there. We won 3 times, lost technically 3. We made a couple big mistakes. When we did the Quantum team and died to the Trotter, that was just me not paying attention. And my links, even with switching over the high HP artifacts, I just don't have a good links build yet. We had the time we got soft locked. It wasn't a soft lock. Like, we could have beaten that fight. It just would have taken so long that it just wasn't worth it to me, because it was literally like the first or second encounter. But as always, I tend to make some really awkward mistakes. But I will catch you guys next time. We'll definitely stream a couple more of these. I will probably go ahead and go back and do that 4th difficulty on my own, since we beat 5. But now we know too. Oh, okay. So, oh, okay. So there's a stats conundrum and an auxiliary one. And you can go up 1 or 2 at a time. We'll try that. I can almost guarantee we're going to do Remembrance Cheese. Otherwise, we're going to get just swatted down. But I'll do some other things. I'll probably be... I mean, with whatever time I have, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, the next day. I don't start classes again after, like, New Year's and Christmas break until Tuesday. So I'd like to do one more stream of something. But we'll definitely try it some more. Anyways, thanks everyone who stopped by or watched the VOD, as always. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.